And we are live.
Holy shit.
Now I need to see him.
How?
Ooh.
What?
Yeah, it does look
I like how you're just like, we're live now, like absolutely no warning.
You can't warn us.
Okay, I'm glad I'm ready.
I don't give warnings. The moment I start this,
awesome.
the moment I bring the stream up, I expect everybody to be ready to go at any moment's notice. It keeps you on your toes.
I don't even remember hearing the mute and go live option. Okay.
I know, you didn't even say that.
I did. I put it in
chat.
I did. I put it in chat.
He was just being courteous and not interrupting the conversation that was happening.
No, my dogs were barking like idiots, so I had it on mute.
I mean, that's reasonable.
Yeah, I know that very, very well. I can mute myself a lot because of dog barking.
One is depressed because my sister is away, so she's like refusing to eat and everything until she comes back, and the other one is just about as smart as a box of rocks, so he barks at air.
See, we wanted to kill our dog the other day because he woke up my son by barking at the neighbors getting in their car. And not like the neighbors right next door. We're talking the neighbors 3 houses down.
Maybe they had a gun.
Knowing my dog, it's possible.
This is just the time for dogs to be a nuisance. Mine kept me up all night last night because he was licking his chops and he would not stop.
Oh God!
Until I finally got up and turned the light on. And my first thought is, okay, well, maybe he has like a bad tooth or something stuck in his mouth. Look in his mouth, nothing in there. He's perfectly fine. I noticed a little red bump on the side of his muzzle. It's a pimple. It's just a pimple. I didn't know dogs could get pimples, but apparently they can. And because he can't reach it with his tongue, he just kept making that like peanut butter on the roof of the mouth type of licking the chops noise. Kept me up all night.
See, that's the noise.
And of course now I have to be doing a show on little to no sleep while he, right behind me over here, is curled up, sound asleep.
Well, he's catching up on the lost sleep that he didn't get.
That was Evie this morning. And by this morning, I mean 3 o'clock. You know, it's time to act like an absolute psychopath because you sleep all day because the dogs are here, so you can't leave the room. But instead of leaving the room at night to go run around the house, no, you got to make me pay for it.
Yeah.
Yep, pretty much.
Typical cat.
Sounds about right. Okay, shush phone. You on mute.
So aside from animals doing animal things, how's everyone been since the last time we were all together?
Plotting the murder of a penguin.
That's fair.
That's
fair.
Still murdered him.
Your Dragon Slayer rapier suddenly got an upgrade. It is now also a Penguin Slayer.
Yep.
Awesome. I still can't believe you randomly rolled that sword.
I'm gonna take out like a Warlock Pact or like Paladin Oath of Vengeance or something, and it's gonna be the end of it.
When he rolled that on the table, so to clue everyone in, Sonata at the very start, before we even had episode 1, I was handing out magic items to everyone, and I had everyone also roll on a D100 table to just get a random item. And Raven rolled and got a weapon of dragon slaying, having no idea that the final battle of the adventure was going to be against a dragon. And for a brief moment, when I saw that on the list, I was like, maybe I should just tell him he didn't get this. He got something else. But I'm like, nope, fair is fair. I put these items on this list. He rolled it. It's what he gets.
It actually would have been worse had I been fighter as opposed to rogue. Because then I could have really done the crit fishing.
Yeah, I don't know that sneak attack, though. Rogue's sneak attack at that level.
Yeah.
Rogue sneak attack with a Dragon Slayer rapier.
Yeah.
What was it? 8d6 plus a d8?
I mean,
and then doubled on top of that.
I think your damage output on a regular hit was like essentially what I would have critted on for an average crit. And I was using a great axe.
Having the multiple attacks as a fighter is great. But man, when that high level rogue gets that sneak attack off, it is devastating.
And he had a helpful little halfling that liked to stay in fighting range.
Yep.
I also burrowed into gold to find something.
Yep.
I'm working on putting together a monster sheet and lair sheet for that dragon that I'm hoping to drop into the Discord in our Armory channel once it's all complete. So if anyone wants to use it in their game for any reason, it'll be there for them.
It was an intense fight.
I'm quite pleased with how you guys did as far as the environment goes, because I put in a lot of environmental factors in that fight. I think it was Forge that had the perfect idea before the fight even started of looking for levers and stuff on the walls for the cauldrons. And then Adrian also had a really good idea, though never got to execute it, of dumping the water on the dragon. Had that been done as a held action when he emerged from the lava, it would have solidified the gold on him and stunned him. But good ideas from everyone. It was a fun fight. I'm glad we got to do it. And
I'm just
speaking
sad.
of,
I'm just sad I never got to swing my hammer once.
you poor Forge. I felt so bad
It's
for
like
Forge.
it's like I had so many plans. Every time it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna run up to him. I'm gonna hit him with an empowered smite to do that extra radiant damage, since apparently he was weak to it. And every time something would fuck it up.
Yep. So going into that fight, I had it in my mind like, okay, they're gonna figure this out pretty quick. Forge is gonna hit this thing with radiant damage, and they're gonna see some of the corruption peel away. And then you didn't get that opportunity. And when somebody finally hit it with radiant damage near the end of the fight, and I saw the look on your face,
Oh, I was
just felt
pissed.
so bad.
I was pissed. I'm sitting here with like a weapon that can just destroy this thing, and I was never allowed to swing it. I literally ran around that match the entire time trying to keep myself alive and acting as a mobile heal bot.
Yep. Well, we need a mobile heal bot, especially after
you guys
exploding
did,
Peakwood.
yeah.
But it's kind of like, you know, being put into the healer role when you didn't want to be the healer.
It's like, I did not
Yeah.
sign up to raid heal.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not the raid healer. I specifically made a class that is supposed to be tanky as hell, and yet I'm the raid healer. I'm a holy paladin.
You could have just let us die.
Forge couldn't do that.
No,
I couldn't see Forge doing
Forge can't.
that. But you guys did a good job of managing your heals throughout that fight. And I'm interested to see what the outcome would have been had you gone a different route with that, because there was 3 possible endings to that fight. You could have just given him everything that you own and he would have let you leave.
Well, that's never gonna happen.
I didn't see that happening, but I had to put the option in there just in case. The other option was managing to peel away the corruption without killing the dragon. And then the third option is the one that you guys ended up doing, which was just killing the dragon.
I mean, it would have been fun to peel away the corruption, but
yeah,
I don't think you guys figured it out soon enough.
That's the way I thought it was going to go, because I had a separate HP pool and saves and everything for the corruption versus the dragon.
What would you would have done if we listened to Durden and just went the other way?
I mean, that you would have been wandering in the frozen waste for a while, but you could have done that. You would eventually get to civilization. And even in this campaign right now, you could turn around, go back to Dagger Tree, and just say, "Nah, we're done.
We're good."
It's totally viable. I don't see Xena letting you guys do that, but it's totally viable.
I think the only way that's happening is like the rest of the group dies, and then Zara has to drag all the corpses back to Dagger Tree.
I mean, would she drag the corpse, or would she turn us into the undead and have us walk around with asses back?
She would turn you into undead, stay with you for 24 hours, and then just let you wander off into the desert.
telling me you wouldn't leash the undead and like just drag
Nope.
them with you?
Nope, because the undead are not slaves.
That right there is how you get Gnoll witherlings. But on the note of gnolls and the desert, last session, you guys opted to leave the remainder of the exploration of the Colosseum Underground for a later date, perhaps after you have geared up or strengthened yourselves in some way, and you departed towards the north, though not before Xena climbed to the highest walls of the Colosseum and threatened a dragon. Because that's Xena. I expect nothing less. And you set out into the desert and made pretty good progress for most of the day until you were waylaid by a raging sandstorm, which thankfully you spotted well ahead of time and could prepare for. So you made a shelter and bunkered down, and with some good dice rolls managed to survive the sandstorm with no issues whatsoever. You ended up getting your rest, I believe, and then I think it was the first travel roll of the day is when you encountered some enemies, or did you press on a little bit?
It was like it was
After
near
the
the last
sandstorm.
one. It was
Yeah.
after the sandstorm. We decided to press on a
Okay.
little bit more, and then it was just a horrible roll.
That's right. Yes, I believe you had about an hour or so of travel time left in the day after the sandstorm, and a bad encounter roll left you guys facing a few enemies. You didn't have too much trouble,
Bad. It
though.
was just, you know.
Yeah, it was a
Good
middle of the
life.
road encounter roll or travel roll. And you guys managed to dispatch 2 of the enemies, and the other 2 escaped from your clutches. And that is where we're going to pick up today. Immediately after that fight, the sun is now setting. It is the end of the day. It's probably time to find a place to shelter down for the night, unless you want to push through the night. You're more than welcome to.
I think it's probably a good idea just to let the
No.
sandstorm go, like, run its course before doing anything else.
And I do believe Iza is laying on the sand, refusing to move. So
I do recall something
she is very
about
tired.
that. Yes.
Yeah, you had a point of exhaustion.
2.
Yeah.
2. I got
Oh,
2.
that's right. Yeah.
Probably sleep.
Not a bad idea. So you can go ahead and roll a survival for looking for survival supplies and shelter supplies, or you just lay down in the sand and sleep where you are if you want. You know that there's typically a good period of calmness after a sandstorm moves through an area. So you probably don't have to worry about weather. Creatures, on the other hand, are always a constant threat, but the choice of what to do is yours.
We got a 13 on a survival roll.
13 on a survival roll. Okay. You don't find too much. You find some stones and sticks that you could maybe build a fire pit out of. But as far as like actual shelter, nothing in the immediate area will do the trick.
And I relay that back to everyone that I can't find anything. Looks like we're gonna have to stay out in the open.
In another hole.
We could stay in the hole.
What hole?
The one we dug out for the sandstorm.
That is
a
about an
ways
hour
back.
behind you.
Oh, time went by real fast. Okay.
And I don't believe many of us are in a condition to dig another.
I mean, back that direction was the dragon too, so we could just, head back that way, stay in the hole.
All
dig
of us,
south.
all of us are definitely not in the condition to fight a dragon at the moment.
Well, not right now, but in the morning. All right. Can't blame a girl for trying.
And you could always call out to the dragon again.
I've got some bones in my pack. I don't know if we can do anything with these. It's almost a skeleton.
You
Maybe
want
it's
me to make the
partially a pet-
skeleton? I do not have that spell prepared.
Could we use the bones to make a little bit of like a lean-to or something?
You could try to. I'd certainly allow that.
All right.
You know what? Let's try it. Let's try it.
Xena and whoever wants to help her is going to start trying to make a lean-to out of bones.
Make a
Sure.
campsite out of bones and corpses. It sounds like a very Gnoll thing to do.
Yep.
Yep.
Zael would do it.
Do it.
Give me a survival or a nature roll, your choice. And it sounds like you have assistance with this, so
You
it will be at
do.
advantage.
Okay. It was survival or what?
Or nature, your choice.
Definitely going survival. Good. Okay. So 18, 19, 20, 21.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if this is something you've done before, but it certainly looks like something you've done before. This little lean-to that you've made out of the bones that you've been carrying with you since the Colosseum and the bones of the enemies that you managed to slay in the area is quite solid, quite sturdy. It seems to be blocking the majority of the wind that blows through the area and can probably comfortably give 3 of you shelter during the night, which is convenient because 3 can sleep while 1 watches.
I have made a gloriously morbid sleeping arrangement. We just have to dogpile it in, everyone get close, and enjoy. So, pretty good, right? Yeah? Huh?
It'll definitely do.
Glorious. All right, so who's you need to sleep? Definitely you. And I can take first watch. I feel all right.
Try not to yell at any supposed dragons while we sleep.
Please
No
don't.
promises.
Please don't.
All
Or
right.
do.
Some promises. I don't want you guys to die or anything, so. All right. I will mums the word.
If you
I
challenge
see
a dragon while
I'll
we're
just wave.
if you challenge a dragon while I'm sleeping, I will side with the dragon.
Now that's a bit harsh.
Under principle alone.
I just said I wasn't gonna throw you guys under the dragon. Okay? You're fine.
I'm
Go to
not
sleep.
gonna argue. I'm just gonna go to bed.
Yeah, get some rest, Dad. You look a mess.
Just crawl in there. I'm not gonna stand up all the way to get over there. I'm just gonna on all fours, crawling in.
I lay my silk cloak, I take it off and I'll lay it over her. There you
You are
go, dear. Get
Quite
some rest.
comfortable and cozy, Isa.
Perfect. Pass now.
All right. So Zara and Xerax, are you getting into the little sheltered area as well?
Yeah.
Who's taking first watch?
Xena is.
Zena's? Yes, I will sleep.
All right. So,
Xena
Xena,
starts running, zoomies around in a big circle around the camp.
I need you to roll me a skill check of the skill of your choice.
Athletics.
And then
Am
after
I
the skill
doing
check, a percentile.
Okay. Gold die. That's pretty good gold die. I accept it. 24 for the skill check
Good roll.
in my guard zoomies. And then percentile. Let's see. I had one out and then it ran away, so we'll do that. Okay. Okay. 56.
56. Okay, not
Not
bad
too bad.
overall.
Not too
Not
good.
too bad.
Right in the middle. But I'll take it.
The sandstorm that just passed through this area a couple hours ago has taken with it the cloud and the wind that was here previously. And it is a clear, starry night. It's quite beautiful, actually, especially to you. The twinkling and glistening reminds you of shiny sparkles and gold and silver and all the pretty things that you could be wearing right now. It is a quiet night. Otherwise, there's no critters crawling through the area, no large creatures passing through. They've all probably hunkered down somewhere as well to avoid the sandstorm. So you're quite content with your safety at the moment. As your watch comes to a close, and you are now free to wake up someone else for second watch.
Okay, who do I remember needed more? I know Iza needed a lot of rest, but who was like the next worse off? That would recall from
Let's
seeing.
see.
How are you two?
I'm doing pretty much okay. I took damage, but that was about it.
Did I see Zara take any damage?
Zara got messed up.
Okay.
She's
so
had
I'll
better
wake up.
days.
I'll wake up Xerix next then.
Okay.
Poke, poke. Poke, poke.
Is it that time already?
Ooh, I like that voice. You should keep that up more often. That was sexy. All right. Yes, it's your turn, dear. Stars are beautiful, by the way. Nothing going on though, you know. Pretty boring, dull night. But enjoy. I'm gonna go snooze. Nice warm spot. I'll take yours. Move. She kind of uses her butt. Scoot him out.
And I'm going to go out and take a good perambulation of the area to make sure there's nothing around.
Okay. Give me those 2 rolls, good sir.
Those. And you're in the percentiles to go with you. Okay. I'm gonna do this off of. Can I do it off of survival?
Yeah. I don't see why not.
Not great. 12.
12. Okay.
And a 55 to go with it.
12 and 55.
Seems like very middle of the road across the board.
Okay. So you're doing a bit of a perimeter around the camp, keeping watch, looking for any dangers that might be about. And you crest a nearby dune. It's not a huge dune, but it's enough to kind of give your camp area cover. And you notice on the opposite side of the dune, there looks to be almost like a mini oasis. A little bit of water there sitting at the bottom of the dune, and a little bit of foliage to go with it. Give me a perception check.
Nice, you're all gonna end up in jail at this rate. Perception is 12.
Oh, okay. There appears to be a creature in the water of this mini oasis.
Do I recognize the creature?
Not with that roll, but you could get closer if you want.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Are you moving closer stealthily or just walking right up?
Stealth is not going to end well. I have a better chance of moving normally and not scaring it.
That's fair.
Let's roll a skill with a 0 modifier at disadvantage.
You'll be fine. I will let's see if this creature sees you. No, this creature's rolling like you. The creature does not appear to notice you. In fact, as you get closer, you see that it has its back turned. And give me another perception check, as you are about 140 feet away from this creature at the moment.
That's better. 21.
21? Okay. The creature in this little oasis looks very, very much like a gnoll, and it looks like they're bathing.
Is it an all I recognize?
Not from this angle, not from this distance.
Okay. I am going to backtrack up the hill to the camp.
Okay. Creature does not notice your movements.
Glorious. I don't want to get in that fight right now. All right.
Are you just going to leave it be, or?
I'm going to leave this entire situation be, but sort of keeping an eye on that ridge.
Okay, noted. The rest of your watch goes by quietly, without issue. You are free to wake up the next person for their watch.
Who I want to wake up? I am going to wake up Isa. Kind of walk over and poke Isa. It's your turn to watch.
Muted.
Fine. And she's gonna hand you the silk robe that was put over her for to use as a blanket.
Just as a note, there is someone over that ridge. It was another Gnoll, as far as I could tell.
Seem like they are gonna head this way, or they just.
Why are you so quiet?
That better?
Possibly?
Well, try it. We'll try that. Do they look like they are gonna head this way, or they just?
They were bathing in the oasis over the ridge.
Keep an eye out.
As another note, there's no oasis over the ridge.
I think we would have noticed that on our way here.
All right, so Isa, what skill are you going to rely on for your watch?
Survival.
Yep, survival will work. Give me that survival roll followed by a percentile.
So that's gonna be 17 for the survival roll. Percentile. 90.
17 and 90. Yeah, that'll do it. Much like Xena's watch, everything feels calm. Everything is quiet. No clouds in the sky. The stars are shining beautifully. And the temperature hasn't even dropped that much. It's a very cool, comfortable temperature and time of night. And everything just feels good. Good and relaxing.
Some point on my watch, can I walk up to a point where I can see where he pointed out the oasis should be?
Yep.
See if I can spot that creature.
Yep, he pointed out the dune, and you climb your way up there and look over on the other side, and there is no oasis there. There's no knoll there. There's nothing there. It's just more sand.
Okay. There we go.
is one more watch left and one more person to do a watch.
Yep, and I will wake that person up.
And apparently you are still quiet.
Oh. I'll have to figure that out.
You are muted, Rojan.
So give me a moment. I'll turn up the Zoom meeting. There you go.
Just okay.
Yeah, I had it down to like 60, so.
I'm still quiet. Just let me know, because sometimes my microphone does that. And I just have to unplug it a couple times. So I'll wake up Zara. Be like, it's your turn. And apparently, there's a disappearing oasis over the dune over there. Zarek's first.
That's
visit.
comforting.
And I went up to look at it, and it wasn't there. So I'm too tired to deal with this.
Why did they wake you up anyway?
Someone needed a watch.
Shakes her head and just walks out of the thing.
Fall back in quick
So Zara,
I'm too tired for you, nature.
Yep.
what skill are you relying on for your watch? Zara?
Let's go ahead and do survival.
Survival, okay.
22.
22. The DC was high on that, but that's a damn good roll.
And then a 70 on the percentile.
You guys are all getting good rolls for this watch.
I'm happy about that because I literally only have 3 first level spells remaining.
That's fair. Like the rest of the night, it is quiet. It is calm. So quiet that you can hear yourself breathing, which normally doesn't sound like that much of a new sensation, but you're used to the bustle of gnolls all around you, the sound of sand blowing across sand, the wind gusting in your ears. But right now, everything is just as it should be, and your watch passes without any issues whatsoever.
Alrighty.
The sun comes up and you all begin to stir from your rest, and you get your long rest. So restore your hit points and abilities, spell slots, etc.
That's just 1 point of exhaustion, right?
Yes.
And let me know if that's better on the volume. Figured out that the auto adjust microphone was on Zoom.
It's a little bit better.
Okay, I can turn it up more.
Alright, so as normal, starting off the day making good mushrooms and handing one to everybody.
Can you make some water too to refill my water pouch went dry?
I'd rather not waste that. The mushroom itself will be enough water for you for the day.
Fair enough.
Xena opens up hers and looks in her her rabbit skin because it's the first time she's really looked in it, and then pours out all the sand.
Yep.
That's weird.
Why'd you guys fill your water skins with sand? Who would do that?
I thought it was a funny prank.
No, I didn't find it very funny at all. Expect water, get sand. Very not glorious. But thanks for the mushroom. Wish I could put more on it. We're getting kind of low on supplies.
Want me to go on another hunt?
You don't need to put anything on it. One mushroom will take care of your water and nourishment for the day.
Yeah, but where's the flavor? Where's the pizzazz? Where's, food is supposed to, bring us all together, and it's supposed to be an experience, and this is just,
This gives you the experience of living.
Maybe you can make it pink for her next time.
Why would I make a mushroom pink?
Because why wouldn't you make a mushroom pink? However, gold would be preferable.
Pink mushrooms are normally poisonous.
Oh, what about gold?
Poisonous.
I feel like if I say any color,
Any bright color, poisonous.
well, that's not fun. I mean, unless it has like a fun effect other than death. I've heard some can do that.
Some boil your stomach.
Ooh.
Others eat you from the inside out.
I'm just gonna
Some
do
control
my
your
run.
mind.
So
Well,
I'm gonna.
Control insects' minds.
Xena just starts jogging.
She's gone.
This has been Creepy Mushroom Facts with Zara.
Yep.
So, while Xena is doing her morning routine, the rest of you nourish yourselves with good mushrooms. Are you going to disassemble your bone cover, or are you just going to leave it here?
I say leave it here. We might come back this way.
Well, it might
maybe
be
you
good.
need it.
It might be good just to take with us. You never know
I
how many more
mean,
times
they-
they're going to be out in the open.
They are supplies, and if we can pack them with us, why not?
All right.
It's easy enough to take apart. You were all around when Xena and Xerax put it together. So you disassemble it, pack it up, wait for Xena to finish her routine, and headed in the same direction as the previous day, I assume?
Yep, Xena finishes her routine. She tries to quickly put some makeup on. Just
Smudges a
kinda
little.
fixing it up. Essentially just kind of cleaning up what was already there from yesterday. She's on like day 3 of makeup. And so it's like it's getting a little drab. So she's trying to clean it up a little bit, reapply some things. It's okay. It looks fine.
It looks great.
Yeah.
It looks marvelous.
And so, then she'll grab her pack with all the bones in it. Check for Skelly's head. Skelly's head's still in there.
Still in there.
She looks at him and goes, "You look glorious, baby. As usual. Don't worry, we'll bring you back soon. I almost have enough." And she'll put him back in the pack.
Okay.
Why do I have a
Ooh.
feeling that I'm going to be burning a 3rd level spell slot every day just to make sure Skelly doesn't turn on us?
Yeah.
It's looking that way.
I mean, you did this by making Skelly in the first place.
So who is taking the lead on your venture towards this mysterious doom?
Isa's still feeling pretty tired, so she's gonna let someone else do it.
Sure, why not?
Okay. Let me know what skill you're using, Xerax, and roll that in a percentile.
Oh, let's try nature today.
Nature? Okay.
11
Okay.
with a 29 to go with it.
Fired.
11 and 29
Why'd we let him do this again?
nature-based roll. Okay.
Because there's nothing saying that low percentiles are bad.
It's true.
I have yet
Very
to
true.
encounter one that is good.
Except for divine intervention.
Yeah. Yeah. The one time a low roll is good.
That's the
So-
one time you roll high.
Yeah, every time.
Yep.
So you guys travel along for about an hour and a half when Xerax, you suddenly stop after hearing a strange sound. And you listen around and you look around. You don't see anything, but after a moment of standing still, you hear a voice call out from a fair distance away. And it sounds like a male voice calling for help.
Ahead of us?
A little ways ahead of you. Yeah, it would be kind of to your northeast.
Is he the only one that hears it right now?
At first, he's the only one that hears it. If he wants to point it out to the rest of you, you can all give me perception checks.
I am going to point that out. There seems to be a voice coming from ahead of us.
Wonder if it's that-
Voice?
Almost cries for help.
I got a 23 on perception.
Oof. Okay. Yeah. You hear it as well as it cries out once again for help. And you realize that this voice is speaking Gnollish.
Xena hears nothing.
I don't hear it either.
I rolled super low. So Xena's like, what? What are you talking about? There's no voice.
If there's someone up ahead, I wonder if it's that wandering blacksmith. That would be cool.
What is
That
up
would
with
be
you
good.
and wandering blacksmiths? These,
They're cool.
since
I just really want to
since,
see if he has one eye.
since
Or
I
if
could
it's like a ruse.
since I could hear it as well, did it sound like somebody was calling for help, or what does it sound like?
It sounds like somebody shouting, "Help! Help me!" And it's in Gnollish tongue.
I guess we should go investigate, but be careful.
What's this voice saying? I can't hear anything.
It's calling for help.
We're being called for help?
Let's not rush into this. It could be a trap.
This is a chance for us to prove ourselves.
Maybe.
Lead on!
Or it's a chance for us all to die.
Or it's a trap. I'm with them on that and being a little cautious. I still think it's the wandering
trap?
blacksmith.
We'll just show them that they trapped the wrong group of gnolls and teach them a lesson. Let's go. Where is it? Lead on!
That
Okay.
works so well in the cell block.
I look over at Xerix. Lead on.
All right.
Are you moving towards this voice quickly, cautiously? How are you approaching this?
Cautiously.
She's
Cautiously.
just trying to push him a little bit, though. Like, hurry up.
Okay.
Someone's calling for help. We don't want to be too late.
Could I get a group stealth check from everyone?
Oh, you're making us be stealthy? Did you guys
Cautious.
tell Xena to be stealthy? Because she's not being stealthy unless you tell her to be stealthy.
Well, that's
I
an
mean-
8, so Xena's banging on my armor enough that I can't be stealthy.
I rolled a 6.
Ow, with disadvantage and a no modifier, 16.
Nice. We needed that.
I'm not being stealthy. Unless someone said. They didn't say. You just said
Everyone
you're
else is
stealthy.
like, quietly. There's Xena banging on her axe on everything, screaming,
tell
running
me, but
towards
she's
the
not
help.
doing
Yeah, I mean, Xerax succeeded on the DC, but everyone else failed, and it was a group check, so that's 3 out of 4 failures, unfortunately. So you're
Alright.
quite loud, arguing a little bit and pushing each other as you move forward towards this voice.
Yummy.
Hooray!
Already
Stop
singing,
Needs our help.
already singing songs about our glorious excursion before we even know what we're getting into.
Yep. And
We're coming.
as you approach the area where you are positive that this voice came from, I'm going to need Xerax to give me a perception check.
Hold on.
Perception of 17.
17. Okay. This thing is not going to get a surprise attack against you. You notice at the last moment a large canine-ish creature lunging towards you. It looks like this creature almost has the head of a giant badger, but the legs of like a deer or a moose or something of that sort, and hair just sporadically poking out from its dark, wrinkly flesh.
Important distinction: American or European badger.
European.
A duck.
And
Oh my
oh
god.
god, there's a dog hair in my mouse and it's not working.
Well, I guess
The
that
dog
means we
strikes
win.
again.
I guess that means we win.
Here we are.
Move this thing where it is when it appears right near you.
We get
And-
an enlarged view of that.
Yeah, sure.
Ooh, oh,
Ew.
oh.
No, that's American badger. That's the nope badger.
Did I say American or did I say European?
You said
You
You
said
said
European.
European.
Oh, I meant
European
American.
badgers look
I'm
like
sorry.
they want to offer you tea.
I'm sorry, I meant American. I was reading
American
its ability. as it
American
asked me
badgers
that
look like it. They
question.
want to dump the tea in the harbor and start a revolution.
Yeah, it's not a good-looking creature, that's for sure.
How pretty.
And I'm going to need initiative from everybody.
Is initiative considered a skill check?
I
Yes,
mean,
it
You
is.
got a full
Here.
night's rest though, didn't you?
I had 2 points of exhaustion.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, initiative
at
is a
two?
dexterity check.
That's what I thought.
Mhm.
I had to ask though.
I don't see anybody on the turn order.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am fixing that now.
You said- just said badger, and I'm like, there's two very distinct types of badgers. One is not okay.
Well, you
What
rolled
is that?
you rolled
Okay.
a 17, so you know it's safe to assume it's the bad one.
Badger, badger, badger.
Well, I guess considering it's at disadvantage, I didn't get too bad on my initiative.
Okay, this thing rolled really badly.
I'm okay with that.
So many character sheets. Okay. I mean, only one character sheet. Only one.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. We believe you on that now.
Yeah, only one. You only see one creature. Okay. So, top of the initiative is Zara. This creature has lunged out from its hiding spot towards Zerax. And before you start your turn, Zara, give me a history check.
10.
10. Okay, you do not recognize what this creature is.
It attacks, so it's got to die. I don't make the rules. What do I want to do on it though? Yeah,
Did
you
it
know what?
attack?
I'm gonna
It tried to.
Oh, okay.
see. It's what, 10 feet away from me. What about 20 feet of distance between us, and then I'm going to throw produce flame at it.
Okay.
Doubt this hits, but does a 16 hit?
A 16 does hit.
Wow. All right.
That doesn't bode well.
It's going to be 11 fire damage.
11 fire damage. Okay.
Can I do anything else? It's an action. That's an action. That's action. All right. Nope. There's nothing else I can do.
Move on to something else in the turn order. Does it
You're
have
not
enough
fooling
movement?
anyone.
Come on, roll 20. Cooperate with me here. Go on the right layer. Okay. Ooh, it does have enough movement. Okay. Okay. Zara, you feel the wind kind of
Oh,
whip up.
this asshole again.
This is a different asshole.
Oh,
This
it's
is
a different
asshole.
wind-based asshole.
Yeah. So you feel the wind whip up behind you, and you turn to see what's going on. And staring back at you is a humanoid form with veins of fiery light running through it, and a twisted skull-like face. Cool. That so everyone can see it.
Oh god, it's Zael's dad.
Ooh, ouch. It hurts. Just for that, this thing's gonna attack you.
Damn, I
Oh yeah,
remember this.
just for that, right?
Just for that comment specifically, this thing is going to attack you.
It was gonna offer me tea, but now it's gonna attack.
It was just gonna, yeah, it was gonna offer you a wonderful business opportunity, but you had to make the comment.
The tea was laced with strychnine either way, so it's
Yeah,
not worth
right.
it.
That's fair. It reaches out its hand in your direction, and you feel moisture pulling from your body. No, you don't. Nope. No, you don't. You didn't refill your water skin either.
Nope.
Okay. Wow, this thing is not off to a great start. It reaches out to you and tries to pull the moisture from your body, but instead you see the moisture wick out of one of the good mushrooms that you created this morning, and this creature just looks at it very puzzled.
Mushroom crunchies.
And then we move on to Xena. Xena, you can give me a history check as well.
Okay. Sure. 9.
Okay, yeah, you don't know what that four-legged creature is either.
Alright. Do I know what this thing is? Probably not.
Probably no.
Okay. But I see it harassing my friend, and I know that she has a harder time with the hits, so I'm going to rush over there. Let's see. With one of my attacks, can I shove the creature?
Yep, you absolutely can. A shove attack is your athletics versus the other person's athletics or acrobatics.
Want to give Zora a clear runaway escape.
This thing will use its acrobatics, although it only rolled a 15.
I got a 16.
Okay, that's enough.
I was worried I rolled low.
This thing is... It feels really strange when you go to shove it, because you're pushing your hands into just a mass of whirling sand. But you feel something momentarily solid from within it. And you push against that, and it goes back, and you also feel that solid kind of give and break way into sand again as it's moving back.
Okay. And then I'll move in and take, with my second action, I'll take a hit. But before I do that, I'm going to bonus action rage.
Okay.
Would like to rage. And swing. 16?
16 will hit.
Okay. 14 points of slashing damage. As she goes
14 points of slashing. Okay.
with her new dance partner. And I'll pass priority.
All right. That brings us round to Iza.
Seeing Xena go down there to handle that thing, I'm gonna step up here to this big guy.
Give me a history check.
Alright. At
One of you has
disadvantage.
got to know, right?
That wasn't bad. It's what the second die do. It's not bad either, so that's going to be a total of 16.
16. You didn't realize it at first, but now that you're up close with this thing, you recognize what it is. And this is a creature called a Lucrota.
Lucrota.
And these things are one of the first creatures to spawn from Yinogu's corruption. They served alongside Gnolls when Gnolls were still under Yinogu's guidance. The Dagger Tree clan has not fought alongside them for quite some time, but you recall talk about some of the elders of the clan serving with them.
Azarin, thank you for that $75 Extra Life donation.
Ooh.
If I can get to my Extra Life page, I can see what the donation was.
That was 75.
That was 75. I'm just going to the Extra Life page here because I need to see the comment because it's not there for a lot of time.
I don't
So-
even know what the raccoon does. I'm so curious.
Oh, Raccoon brings goodies.
Let's see. It said because I didn't get anything for my birthday, you puppers get a gift for the kids.
Yay!
Happy birthday,
Hey.
Azrin. Thank you.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And more
Desert
concern.
raccoon. I will think about that as you guys progress through this fight.
Snuggies
Okay.
for everyone.
So yeah, you know these creatures, or you recognize this creature anyway, and the talk about them has been of their cleverness, their cruelness. They are a creature that loves to toy with their prey, torture their prey, and eventually kill their prey. And the Gnolls of old often saw these creatures as a form of entertainment.
That's not encouraging.
So as my free action, I'm going to go, oh god, it's a Crota. So everybody
Ooh,
else
what
does.
now?
You remember the old people used to talk about fighting with them.
Yeah, the boomers talk about them all the time.
With a 4, I will have no memory of this thing.
Yeah, they're horribly vicious and they like to torture people.
I'm sure they bleed.
And with that, I'm going to take an attack, and I will spend a superiority die to try to trip it.
Okay.
So let's see what I roll. Ooh, that's pretty good. Plus, so it's 21.
21 will hit.
Which is a number I apparently like these days.
It's a good number.
So trip attack. So I need a strength saving throw from it to see if it falls.
Strength saving throw. 19.
That's going to save, I think.
Superiority die are funny.
5 plus 8 is 13, plus another 4. 5 plus 8 plus 4. Yeah, 5 plus 8 plus 4.
Proficiency
I
plus
can-
strength. Yeah. 8
Yeah, beats.
proficiency strength.
Sorry. I don't know why I can't math right now.
17, I think, is the number you're looking for.
Yes. My brain just did not want to do that. It's the 8 and 5. I hate 8 and 5. It's the worst. 7 and 5 is also bad. So it does succeed, so it's not knocked prone. That's it.
That was good damage on this thing, though. And that will bring us around to that creature. And it is smart enough to understand which of you is the more imminent threat at the moment. So it is going to.
Oh, I get 2 attacks.
Oh.
Sorry. My brain works today.
Are you sure?
No. That's even higher in the attack. It's 17 plus 7.
That'll hit.
Alright, and that one's just a straight. Oh, and you're gonna roll a 1, so that's 5 points of slashing.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna do anything with my bonus, so. I apologize.
That is quite all right. It is now going to make 2 attacks against you.
Okay.
It's going to go in for a bite. Really hoping for a crit. Fun things happen on a crit. Does a 16 hit?
16 does not hit.
Things
Not
you
hit,
never want to
okay.
hear the DM
I will
say.
spend another superiority die and do repose.
Okay.
Take
What's
an
that do?
attack. Take an attack against it for missing.
Not a bad idea.
Ooh. And that would be a total of 25 to hit.
That'll hit.
And that's going to be these 2 d8s. Those ones were good. That's 11, 15 slashing.
15 slashing. Okay. This thing's already starting to look a little wobbly. But it will twist its body around and kick at you with its back hooves. I don't think a 13 hits, though.
No. No, it does not.
I see what kind of day it's going to be. All right. Xerax, that brings us round to you.
Okay. I am going to start by throwing a hunter's mark on this thing right in front of me. And that burns my bonus action, which means we're going to just take 2 attacks on it. I can do that, right?
What's that?
I believe so.
Yeah, because that's a bonus action.
Yeah. Bonus action, and then you have extra attack, right?
Yes. For some reason, my brain was not working on that one. First one is going to be a 21 to hit.
21 will hit.
It's going to take, what is that, D6? D6. Is going to be 12, 13, 15, 17.
17. All right.
And the second one's going to be a 20 to hit.
20 will hit.
Those. That is absolute max damage without a crit. 18, 19, 20, 22, 23 damage.
Okay. 23 damage. So you swipe this thing with your first attack, and it turns its attention on you and roars, which almost sounds like a human scream.
That's
And spittle and slobber flies into your face, and before it can finish that roar, you bring your weapon down right into the center of its cranium, and it just sloughs off and falls to the ground dead.
Okay. Well then.
Anything else on your turn?
You know exactly what I'm thinking. Move up to half your speed, which unfortunately is 30. No. Either way, I'm going to move to there.
Okay.
And that's going to be the end of my turn.
That will bring us right down to, or right around to the top of the order again with Zara.
Gonna go ahead and bonus action cast Shillelagh on the quarterstaff.
Always a good choice.
Step on up and two-hand swing at it. That is going to be... Let's see. Goes off of... That's a +7. 25.
25 will certainly hit.
All right. And that is going to be 8 damage.
8 damage.
8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And it is, I believe it's considered a magic item at that time.
Yep. Shillelagh is
Yeah.
magical. All right, you
And-
bonk this thing in its sandy face.
And that's all I'm going to do.
All right. And it's going to turn and look right at you. Did not appreciate being booped on the snoot. And it is once again going to attempt to drain the moisture from your body.
Will you stop drying out the mushrooms?
I think this one might actually work. That's 22 to hit.
Yes. But I'm also going to take a reaction to throw Halo of Spores at it.
Okay.
So I need a Constitution saving throw from it.
Save from it. That is a 15.
That is not going to save. Oh, actually, it is going to save. My spell save is 15. I thought it was 16. So I don't believe it takes any damage here. No, it does not take damage.
Okay. And you, unfortunately, are going to take a fair bit of damage from
No, I'm not.
it. I rolled really well.
I don't believe you.
That is going to be 29 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And I need you to
How
make a
dare
Constitution
you? How
saving
dare
throw.
you make me math at this moment? Fuck it, I'm getting my calculator. And you need a Constitution saving throw?
Yep.
That is going to be an 18.
Damn. You saved. Okay.
Can you not?
But these things do such fun
Jesus
things, and you already
Christ.
killed one of them before the fun thing could happen, so
Yeah.
I gotta have hope.
And that thing did more than half my HP in one shot, so...
Sure did. It sure did. It can, however, only attack once per turn.
Oh, drat.
That will bring us around to Xena.
All right, Xena looks at Zara a little annoyed that she didn't like back up and do a ranged attack. Like, what are you doing?
It's dead now. There's no problem. It's fine.
She's
The stick,
booping it.
the stick imbued with the power of mushrooms does more than most of my spells unless I want to expend a 3rd level spell slot, which I don't.
She doesn't
See,
know this.
And I picture that
It's
mushroom
just
spread out
between
from the
the
end
two.
of your stick.
Little...
Yep.
Xena's just like, that's cute. Okay. And turn and swipe. First attack. Reckless. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be 17 plus 8. So
Oh yes, that'll definitely hit. You know what? I'm gonna move all of you out of the corner of the map. I don't know why I put you all down there.
Oh, thank you.
okay, so 17 points slashing for the first hit.
Okay.
And I went ahead and rolled my second attack, so pirouette and slash. And I rolled a 17 on the die again, since I had advantage from reckless. And so that's 17 plus 8 again, which hit.
Definitely gonna hit.
Rolling damage. Not as good damage that time. 16 slashing.
16 slashing. Okay. And your attacks are definitely landing against the target. It's difficult to discern how much damage they're doing, however, as it's just like swiping your weapon through sand.
This is weird. I don't like it.
Anything else on your turn?
That's it.
All right, Isa.
I'm gonna move my butt right to right there. And I'm going to attack this thing.
Okay.
That's an 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
Alright. This D8 is doing well. Why do all my D8s hate me? That is 5 slashing.
5 slashing.
And I have 3 D8s in the pile over there right now. Not rolling tonight.
How I was with my D20s last session.
We'll just take another regular swipe at it. Ooh, that was so close to a crit. 26.
26 will hit.
Okay. That's at least not a 1, so that's 7 slashing.
7 slashing. All right. And same deal. You're definitely hitting it with your attacks, but it feels just weird because it's sand. It's solid, but it's not. You definitely feel resistance when your weapon bites in, but it also just carries through to the other side. Difficult to tell what kind of damage you guys are doing to this thing. That brings us to Xerax.
Okay, well, I'm going to use my bonus action to move my Hunter's Mark to that thing.
Okay.
And take a swing at it.
Swing away.
That is a 14 to hit.
A 14 will not hit.
Okay. Book this one. Nope. Sadly, that is only going to be a 27 to hit.
I'm sorry, a what?
27.
Only a 27. Okay. A
Wasn't
27.
a crit.
A 27 just manages to hit it.
I was looking for the info of does a 19 crit.
Yeah, I wish I could have 19 too right now.
That is going to be 15 damage.
Okay. Anything else on your turn?
No.
All right, Zara, you notice that its attention has shifted away from you and towards Xena.
Okay. Well, gonna take its eyes off me. I'm gonna swing at it again. That is gonna be a natural 20 for 27.
Nice. Very nice.
And we're doing brutal, right?
We sure are.
All right, so that's going to be what, 10, 14, 26 points of bludgeoning damage.
26 points of bludgeoning. The most damage a shillelagh has ever done.
And if it is still up, I feel that I may have just pissed it off. So I
It
am
is still up.
going to bonus action cast Healing Word at 2nd level on myself.
Probably a good call.
For a grand total of 6 HP. I rolled
6
2
HP
ones.
is 6 HP.
I rolled 2 ones, by the way.
Hey, it's something.
It did 26. It did 29 points of damage to me last round.
But that was a really high roll that it got. It was 66, and 4 of them were 6s.
Oh, only 66.
It's only 66. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Staying put, I assume.
Yeah. And then on the start of its turn, I'll use Halo of Spores as a reaction.
Okay. And that was a con save,
Con
right?
save, yeah.
That is going to be a 19.
Okay, it saves.
Now, you just did some good damage to it, but it also knows that it has an opening for attack against Xena, so we're gonna let the dice decide. Okay, its attention remains focused on Xena.
Good. That was her
Reaches.
whole plan.
Reaches out towards you. You feel your skin begin to dry, your
Finally.
mouth begin to dry, and
Finally.
the moisture seems to be attempting to be. Oh yes, the moisture is most definitely pulled from your body with a 23 to hit.
Yep.
Right. Going to be. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Uh, 24 points of necrotic damage, and I need a con save from you.
Come on. The barbarian is supposed to have good con saves.
I know, but not when you roll a 3.
A 3. What's the total?
The total is 7.
Yes. Okay, that's gonna fail.
Yeah.
So, your hit point maximum is reduced by the amount of damage you just took.
No.
Oh.
You are stunned for 1 minute, and you
Oh.
have 1 point of exhaustion.
That is
Whoa.
brutal.
Hold on. I have to write all this shit down. So my maximum is what damage I just took.
It's reduced.
It's
by
reduced
what
by
you
that
took, yeah.
amount.
Oh, it's reduced.
Yeah. So if you had 50 hit points, you now have 26 hit points total.
Okay.
Oh, the undead high five.
So okay. I think I took 24 damage. I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah. So my hit point max is now 24.
It's reduced by 24, so your
Oh.
hit point max is
So what
normally
I'm at right now is my max. Okay.
basically,
Oh,
yeah.
The
Ignore
max
that.
is 29. Okay.
So
and then I had 1 point of exhaustion. And
1
then-
point of exhaustion, and you are stunned for 1 minute.
Okay. 1 minute. Damn.
1
Okay.
minute. You can repeat the save at the end of each of your turns, though.
Damn. Now is that forever? My hit point max changed like forever?
The hit point max reduction will remain until you drink an abundant amount of water and have a long rest,
Got it.
or somebody uses something like greater restoration on you.
Ew.
Don't have. Got it.
I have the water taken care of.
Can we just submerge her until she rehydrates?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you could. That I would allow that as drinking an abundant amount of water.
Zia's just looking a little dull right now.
A little bit. Okay.
She looks like a mummified Gnoll with like lipstick and the gold. It's just like she looks like some really old lady in Vegas, you know, playing the slots.
Yep.
Like this ancient, really painted lady.
she had. It's like she put on the makeup like 2 days ago and just hasn't left the slot machine since.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that may be very short-lived. You never know, because it is your turn, and at the end of this turn, which would be now, you can repeat that saving throw. That was a
Okay.
Constitution save.
So I'm stunned, so I can't do anything.
And you have a point of exhaustion, so you're running at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Not for saves. Disadvantage for saves doesn't
Oh.
come until 3 points of exhaustion.
Okay. So I'm just at disadvantage for attacks. Or-
Ability checks are at
Ability
disadvantage currently.
Oh, okay. Okay. So what do I do? I'm stunned.
A con save. Yeah, you can't
Okay.
take any actions or reactions. You have no movement. Basically, nothing happens on your turn,
Okay.
and now you can make that save again.
17.
17 will save. So the stun is broken. You do still have that point of exhaustion, though, and your max HP is still reduced. And that is the end of your turn.
I feel awful.
That brings us over to Iza.
Bad touch.
Bad touch.
Bad touch.
Iza's going to hit it again.
Okay.
Because it's a natural one.
You hit something.
A natural one.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
And there's a bunch of allies nearby.
Yeah,
Well, worried.
yeah, there sure is. And you know that your weapon does pass through this thing, so roll a d4 for me.
Please
4?
don't kill the druid.
4, okay.
I don't think Druid's in range.
roll damage on that attack.
Well, if it helps, my damage has been shit the entire time, and it's shit this time too, so that's 6 slashing.
6 slashing. Okay, Xerax, you are going to take 6 slashing as Iza's weapon suddenly emerges from your side of this creature and smacks right into your chest.
That's the least amount of friendly fire damage I've taken this week.
I feel like wasn't it Isa last time too? Who
I
like,
took
so.
I took something from someone. I don't remember who it was.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
I think it might have been Xerix that hit me.
It was Zerix. I'm pretty sure it was Zerix.
Fun.
Stay back.
It's like deja vu now for him.
I healed you after I did that, though.
She's just gonna look apologetic and be like, "What the fuck is this thing doing?" Not used to that pass through. And we're hit again. That's a lot better. So that is a 20.
That'll hit.
25, and that's. We'll try this die. And that's 9 slashing.
Okay. Any movement on your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna circle around to right here.
Okay. That poor thing is dead. Xerax, you're up.
Okay. I can actually do it this turn. I'm going to use Planar Warrior and mark Planar Warrior as well.
That extra damage in there.
So it's going to be that,
And make sure when you roll that damage, you tell me that number separate from the other damage.
okay. Oh right, it's force damage, isn't it? It's
It
a
sure
different
is.
Animal. Okay.
I don't know of any creatures that have resistance to force damage.
Does a 17 hit?
17 does hit.
Okay. That is going to be 17 regular damage, and
Okay.
then 4 force damage.
Good hit. Very good hit. It is still standing.
Okay. We're gonna do that one more time.
All right.
And that only adds to the first attack on the turn, if I'm correct, right?
I believe so, yes.
19 on the die for a grand total of 27.
That'll hit.
And that is going to be 18 damage.
18 damage. Okay. This thing nearly loses its composure with that strike. You see the humanoid form within the shifting sand begin to fall to the ground and then suddenly recollect itself as it stands back up. And Zara, it's up
So-
to you.
No pressure.
No pressure.
All right. 2-hand swing with the shillelagh stick.
Okay.
So that is going to be a 24.
A 24 will hit.
All right. Gonna be 14 points. No, I'm sorry, 13 points.
13
of,
points. Okay.
Damage. Is it still up?
Let's find out. It falls to the ground. All the sand falling to the ground with it. Nothing left in the air. And then the whirlwind kicks back up and it rises to its proverbial feet once more.
It has undead resistance, doesn't it?
Probably a safe assumption.
Does would the magic, since it's a magic from the shillelagh, would that kick
For this
in?
creature,
Okay.
it works.
Yeah.
The undead fortitude.
All right. Well, shit. Let's go ahead and cast. I'm gonna burn a first level spell and cast Cure Wounds on myself. Well, I can't cast that since it's on a bonus action. Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna stay where I'm at.
Okay.
I'm not gonna burn a first level spell for a level 1 healing word. That's just a bit much.
All right. So this creature now knows it can't escape at this point. So you're basically surrounding it. And it cannot take 4 attacks of opportunity.
Oh, please do.
Please,
do.
yes.
So
That would be
which
epic.
of the 2 targets in front of it that look the worst is it going to go for? It is going to go for you, Zara.
I mean, that would be the smart choice.
Would be the smart choice.
Oh, I'm also using mushroom spores.
Yes. Resolve that first, since that would have likely happened, I assume, as a reaction right at the start of its
start
turn.
of its turn.
Its con save is a 16.
That saves.
Okay. And does an 18 hit you?
An 18 will hit me.
It will hit you. Okay. Low rolls so far.
Keyword so far.
Yeah.
Okay. You are going to take 20 necrotic damage.
All right, I am down.
Oh.
And you can make that con save still. It won't be an auto fail.
It'll be a 17 con save.
A 17? Okay, so your max hit points are not reduced. That is a save.
Well, that's good because that killed me.
It's fine,
Hey.
I gotcha.
And this creature still doesn't have an easy escape, so it will stand its ground. Xena, you're up.
Xena's, she's raging. In that glorious rage, she looks at her hand a little like, it's a little wrinkly, and she kind of like in the fur, it's kind of deep dipping into the dehydrated skin caverns, and she's just horrified at it. She doesn't even want to see what she looks like in the reflection of her axe right now.
It feels like your mouth is full of sand. It's so
She is-
dry.
Yeah, ugh, and she's so thirsty, she's just seeing red, and she's gonna just not even being graceful this time, she's just hacking at it. She's mad. So
You know the creature's in trouble when Xena stops being graceful.
Yep.
Yeah.
reckless. So that would be a nat 20. Right there.
You don't even have to roll the damage, but you can if you want to.
I know it's like super low, it's a waste of a nat 20, but I do want to roll the damage.
I mean, it wasn't technically a waste of a nat 20, because this thing, no matter how high it rolled, would not save against that with its undead fortitude, so it is dead.
So as soon as we're out of initiative, I'm going to take the breakable light healing salve, and I'm basically just going to drop it on Zara. So it breaks.
Just break the glass across her
22
head.
slashing damage, by the way.
22
Sir.
slashing damage, very nice.
I want to make
Oh.
mincemeat of this asshole.
Yeah, and you do just that in your fury and your rage. Yeah, you chop down on this thing so quickly that the sand that makes up its body doesn't even have a chance to disperse before you section it into many pieces, and it
Yeah.
falls to the ground.
You know, like professional chefs when they like chop, vegetables or something, it's just like cha 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 cha. Like she's doing that. Like
Yep. It would be beautiful if it wasn't so terrifying.
So how much is the breakable salve heal me for?
18.
Hey.
I rolled really good on that. I got 2 5s and a 6. But that is our last light colored one.
So I'm gonna stand up look over at Zara and hand her 3 mushrooms. Eat those now.
Zara, you hand it to yourself?
No, not Zara, Xena, sorry. Seeing that she looks, you know, kind of like cracked sand at the moment.
As long as we don't start like finding any bottles that are marked made by Ash that are dark red, we're fine.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it. All the bottles that were in the cabinet that said Ash's stash, don't touch. Yeah, Kana took all of them.
Yep.
So yeah, Zena will eat the mushrooms happily.
Right. And that will certainly supply you with enough water so that when you take your long rest at the end of the day, your hit points will recover when you wake up.
Okay. I still feel like crap, guys. That was very not glorious.
You're not dead. It could be worse.
I feel like I'm half myself.
You kind of look it too.
Oh, don't even tell me. I just don't want to know.
You kind of like look like meat that's been left out in the sun too long.
No. Shh. Shh.
And as you guys are talking about how wrinkly Xena looks right now, you feel the ground beneath your feet start to rumble and shake. And about 10 feet in front of all of you, you see the sand start to bulge up in the ground as if something is pushing up from beneath, and as whatever this thing is crests the surface, you see shining gold. It raises up about 10 feet high, and before you stands a golden door. Carved into the gold on the surface of this door, you see a depiction of 3 dragons. And we're going to go ahead and take our first break.
Okay.
This fucking door again.
I can't use the raccoon because it's not my character.
True.
You can use raccoon. Raccoon's universal.
I know, but it's raccoon. He's your baby. I would feel weird about it.
And now he needs a Crocodile Dundee outfit.
It's kind of like a raccoon for a different belief system.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. All right. So yeah, 5-minute break.
Yep. 5-minute break. Get up, stretch your legs, get a drink. You will figure out what the hell's on the other side of this door, and then we'll come back.
Alrighty.
peace, restore our gloria to live forever. Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace, restore our gloria to live forever. Bring down the dark regime. I know how to unleash eternal power. Lead us to order. I am the light bringer.
And we are back.
Welcome back, everyone. So, you have defeated the foes before you, and while, let's say, observing the current condition that Xena is in, your thoughts were interrupted by a large golden door rising from the sand. And depicted on the front of this door is 3 dragons, each of them looking identical to each other. And before you can really react to this, you see the dragon on the left side of the carving begin to move. And it shakes itself the way a dog would shake itself after being out in the rain or something. And you see sand kind of fall from the door. And the dragon turns and looks at the other 2. And it speaks. It speaks in a language that you can all understand. It's just common. And it calls out, "This isn't the desert, or this isn't the jungle. We're in the desert, you fool. You've taken us to the wrong place. We're not supposed to be here yet." And the dragon on the right side of the carving begins to shudder and move as well. And it appears to look around the area, which is a little bit strange because it's stuck in a mostly 2D carving. And it just sighs heavily and looks at the dragon in the center. "You idiot. There are people here. Look." And it looks at all of you, and then the central dragon shakes and moves as well, and all 3 dragons turn to you. And then they kind of recede back into the carving. So if this was a 3D terrain, they'd be further away from you, but they're still just stuck in this surface of the door. And you hear them whispering to each other.
You do this, Xena?
What?
Did you do this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I just carry around large golden doors and throw them around the desert.
I mean, the dragons, you tend to
Wouldn't surprise me.
agitate them.
Oh, I don't know.
Did you piss off these dragons?
Are you guys related to the dragon flying around to the south that I yelled at?
The dragon in the center kind of pokes its head up from the huddle with the other 2 dragons. One moment.
Are you stuck in that door?
Lowers its head down, immediately pokes its head up again. Who's asking?
Xena!
Who?
I'm surely you've heard of me. Xena
I don't even know where I am.
of Ritzcast.
A what?
Of Ritzcast.
One moment. And it pulls its head back down into the huddle.
Xena comes up to the door and knocks loudly. Hey!
Hey, stop that.
We can
They
help
all
you know where you're at if you want. I have a map.
break from the huddle and all approach you again. Do not knock on the door.
Your door!
It's a door!
Will you go around knocking on doors? What's
Yeah.
wrong with you?
Well, I mean, there's not a lot of doors here or back where we're from, but where there are, here, that's what you do.
Well, don't. Now, listen. We're not supposed to be here yet.
But
You
we
weren't
did.
supposed to see us.
But we did.
Yes, that's a problem.
Well, why?
because we're not supposed to be here yet. We ended up in the wrong place. Perhaps we can come to an agreement.
What kind of
You
agreement?
don't tell anybody you ever saw us, and we'll give you shiny things.
I like this. Group?
Are you sure you're dragons?
No, they're a door. That seems to
Clearly,
be
dragons trapped in a door.
bribing us to not
See, this
tell
one
them.
gets it.
So let me
I'll
get
take
this
a bribe.
straight. We never mention you. Don't tell anybody that we've seen you,
Stop knocking on doors.
and this allows you to keep any sort of pride you may have of showing up in the wrong area.
Well, we mostly just don't want to get in trouble.
Ah,
Zena's
Who
gonna
would
try
you
to
get in
touch one
trouble
of the
with?
dragons.
Don't touch. Hands off. Don't.
Xena, stop agitating the door.
Gold! Dragons!
Who would you get in trouble with?
The less you know, the better. See, if you know who we get in trouble with, then, you might take our bribe and go tell him anyway.
A
So
him?
let's just not go there.
Yeah,
No, I didn't say.
You said a him, but
Nope.
I don't think
You
we would.
heard nothing.
Even if we knew who they were, I don't believe we would know where to find them.
Perfect. That's
We
how
don't
we
even
like
know
it.
what you are, aside from a door that has talking dragons on it.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I mean, that's
So,
what,
do we have a deal?
Do you have a name?
Sure.
What is it?
We're trying not to give you information. Is that not?
You don't
So
want
we
to
don't
be
want to tell you
rude,
anything. We want you to forget that you saw us. We'll give you stuff if you agree.
But you asked me for my
I'll
name.
agree.
I gave it. It's only fair if you give me your name.
Don't think that's how this works.
Xena, if you want Chinese, you have to stop asking questions. Do you want Chinese?
Yes.
Sometimes it's better
Chinese.
to nod and understand than ask questions about things.
All right.
So we're agreed then.
What agreement?
You all gotta say it. That's part of the thing.
Well, what kind
Indeed.
of shinies, really, are we talking
You're
about?
asking questions still.
Well, because, I mean, like glass.
she'll
is
agree once she
sometimes
sees the
shiny.
shinies. Do not worry. And I have no means to say that we just saw a door pop up in the middle of the desert. We've seen enough weird stuff as it is.
Fine.
This is just par for the course.
What door are you talking about? I don't see a door.
Do you ever come out of the door? And if so, would you be
She's
down?
just gonna put her hand over Xena's mouth and be like, stop, 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 stop.
Xena,
Xena, all three
Nods her
dragons
head.
then, at this point begin to recede further away from you and huddle up and start talking to each other
You're
again.
gonna make us
we
lose
can-
our Chinese.
we can talk about this later because I have questions as well.
A moment later, all three dragons again approach you guys. Listen, we understand this might be weird, and we get it. Curiosity often kills the cat. Your cats, right? Sure.
No.
We understand where you're coming from. But we don't want to tell you anything. We just want to give you stuff so we can leave and
That's-
not get in trouble.
Just give us the stuff. You're fine. Nobody here will speak of you.
Well, if you did come out, like,
Push harder. Xena, don't make me knock you out.
that one over there, and they're all three of them in unison pointing to Xerax. We got to hear you say it too. You agree?
Of course.
Wonderful.
We never saw
Okay.
you here at all.
Great.
Whatever you are.
So
Like-
you're gonna get the stuff, and then forget you ever saw us. All three dragons go back into the same position that they were in when the door first appeared, and stop moving. Then a bright light kind of splits the door down the middle, and it begins to open inwards, and it leads to a place that's very clearly not on the other side of that door on this plane. Probably a demi-plane of some kind. And in the center of this empty, endless black room that it's leading into are 4 pedestals. And each pedestal seems to have an item sitting on it and a little paper card sitting in front of each item.
I'll really see them walk in.
Strange.
Do you remove your...
Yeah, I remove my hands.
So do we just go in then? Just... Okay.
No response from the door.
Dina goes in.
Okay. And on the 4 pedestals, there is a ring. And a little card next to that ring says Ring of Feather Falling. On another pedestal is a sleek metallic rod about 10 inches in length. And the card says Wand of Wonder. On the 3rd pedestal is a golden amulet with a ruby set in the center of it. And the card says Amulet of Sending. And on the 4th pedestal is a sack, a tan-colored sack. And the card says Bag of Tricks.
I'm gonna look over at Zara and be like, maybe that amulet can replace the bird box you lost.
What do you mean I lost?
You had it, and then you didn't have it, therefore you lost it.
What color is the ring? Is it gold?
The ring looks like it is made of some sort of crystalline material, almost like it's quartz.
Ooh. Xena goes for the ring.
Okay. And all of those items, except for the Amulet of Sending, are just things that are in the books. You can look them up. The Amulet of Sending is a 1 charge per day item that allows you to cast the sending spell. So,
Guys, look, a ring.
You see that?
What's your get? What do you want? Pick something. It's like what we do here.
I'm curious what the Bag of Tricks is.
What's the room look like again?
it is endless black. There is no discernible floor, ceiling, or walls. It is just the absence of everything except for those 4 pedestals.
At the risk of like giving myself a permanent migraine, I am not going to use Detect Portal in here.
Oh God. Just a big old bold yes.
So there was the Amulet of Sending.
There's the Ring of Feather Falling, which Xena took. There's
Okay.
the Wand of Wonder, Amulet of Sending, and Tan Bag of Tricks.
I mean, I'll pick up the rod of the wand, I guess.
Okay.
If someone wants to trade later, I'll trade.
Yeah, you get the feeling that this door is just going to remain here until all of the items are removed.
Okay. I will pick up the Tan Bag of Tricks.
Okay. That leaves the amulet, which I assume Zara will grab.
Now, if I left the amulet here, that means the door would have to stay here, right?
Dick move, bro.
It's always an option.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna take the amulet because yes, it does sound like at least somewhat of a replacement for the bird box.
Okay. So as soon as you guys take those items and step out of the door, when you turn around to look at it, the door is no longer there.
okay. We had more questions.
No, you had more questions.
I had so many questions.
When do you
Xena-
not have questions?
Xena, it's a door. It's not an information booth.
But it had dragons on it. Maybe they had relations that I could have hunted. Maybe they don't like their cousins. I know.
It's a door.
And they were so pretty and gold, and it could have been a nice mirror. I don't know. When I look better, right now, not so much.
She carries around a gold door everywhere now.
Don't encourage her.
I would have carried it.
Shall we move on?
Guess I'll just pout then. She kind of pouts and walks off in a direction.
And are you gonna lead us this time?
She's walking in the wrong direction, by the way. She's walking south.
Just like put a hand on her shoulder. This way.
That's not where you want to be going.
Yes, it is, but fine. She turns around, hops in the other direction.
Pretty much just like grabbing her hand and leading her since she's like just sorrow walking. It's like leading a 2-year-old through a store when they are told they can't have a toy.
Totally.
Right. So, you guys are going to set off on the path that you were headed starting the day, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to take the lead on this?
I'll take the lead this time.
Take the lead. Okay.
Let's go ahead and do a survival roll.
Okay.
23.
Survival. 23. Good roll.
41.
41. Okay. You managed to push the group forward despite Xena's current disposition and avoid any creatures that might be in the area. What's the word I'm looking for? You are acutely aware with your sensitive hearing and sensitive smell that there is a group of quadruped creatures nearby. They smell very much like those creatures that spent that evening in your camp with you. Possibly just a herd moving through the area. You can elect to move around them, or if you want to do some hunting or something, you can chase down the herd and try and catch one.
The aurochs that were
Yes.
in the camp before?
Yeah.
Given how the day started, I think it's best we don't do that.
Okay. Yeah, and with that high roll, you can certainly avoid the herd and continue for the next 2 hours unimpeded. So if you have one more successful travel roll, you'll probably reach your destination.
While we're walking, can I attune to my wand?
Yes. Yeah. You can absolutely attune to anything that is attunement required.
Yeah, I'm going to attune to the ring.
Does,
I think my mic was off. I'm attuning to the ring.
does the necklace require an attunement?
No.
Okay.
No, it does not.
All right.
So,
Oh, I don't think I can use this wand.
it doesn't. It does have a spellcaster
required-
requirement,
yep.
doesn't it?
I can't use it. So
Is it arcane spellcasting or is it any spellcasting?
Any spellcasting.
any spellcasting.
Do you want to trade the amulet for the wand?
Sure, I'll take more stuff for of sending.
Okay.
I have sending stones and I have an amulet sending now.
There you go.
I mean, you've got all bases covered at that point.
Yep.
Sending
Yep.
stone, you can. It's like walkie-talkies basically, and then the sending amulet will talk to anybody.
Yep.
All right, so I'll spend time attuning to the wand as we're moving about.
Okay.
And then, unless anyone has any objections,
I
we'll do
don't.
the
'cause
final
I think
roll.
Okay.
This time, so I don't increase the DC. Let's go ahead and use nature.
Nature. Okay.
That's an 11.
11. I
I'm
like where this is
terrible.
going.
87.
11 and 87. Okay.
Yeah.
This was a nature roll.
Nature roll, yeah.
Okay. You're approaching your destination. This huge dune is coming closer and closer. But before you actually reach your destination, you stop for a moment. Something feels not quite right. And you take a moment to just kind of take in your surroundings, look around, and listen. You catch the scent of insects on the wind as the wind begins to blow in your direction. You feel like you're being followed by something at the moment. A lot of something. Once you kind of catch that scent on the air, you narrow in on it, and it feels like intelligent creatures, intelligent insects that are seeking something and are following you guys specifically in order to find that something.
Didn't we murder a pile of somethings that were semi-intelligent bugs?
I mean, you've murdered a lot of piles of somethings.
I mean, we're
but yes,
gnolls.
you did, and Zara, you know that this scent does not match that of the insectoid creatures that you killed a few days back. It doesn't feel like you're immediately under threat by whatever this is, but you are being followed by it, or tracked by it, or approached by it in some manner. When they'll get here, you don't know. You're just aware of their existence.
And we all
So-
feel this.
Just you at the moment, because
Um,
of that high nature roll.
I make it abundantly clear that we have something following us, catching the scent of insects on the wind.
Bugs are following us.
Intelligent bug.
What? Intelligent what?
Bugs.
Didn't we kill a couple of those a few days back?
We did.
Like bee type ones, the little flying ones.
Can I tell? Is there any approximation of how many there are, or is
It smells like there's a lot of them. When you first caught scent of it, it was a very faint scent. But now that you've stopped and are kind of discussing it and pondering it, the scent has grown quite strong now that you know what you're looking for. So it could be a swarm of something, or it could be just a handful of really big somethings.
either they're
Well-
really big or it's a swarm? Either way, we may want to try to make ourselves scarce. And I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace on us.
Okay.
Xena begrudgingly acquiesces to being quiet because she feels like crap.
We need to find a place to hide. This is not a time to fight.
Agreed.
Probably best. I will.
I mean, I could, if you need me to take care of it. No problem.
Stick close to me, that way you're still within the spell.
Oh, right.
Definitely sticking close. I'm more trying to keep an eye out for any place that might provide some cover for us.
Give me a survival roll or a perception. Your choice.
They're the same, so that's pretty decent. That's 15. Let's go survival.
Okay. You find an area relatively close by. It's on the edge of your vision that looks like it has several dagger trees that have shriveled and fallen over. So if you wanted to, you could dig out a little den underneath and use that for cover if you're looking to hide from whatever this is.
I'll point that out to the group.
Seems like a good plan. We're pretty good diggers.
Between that and the Pass Without Trace, you'd be very well hidden.
Shall we try to stealth our way over there to try not to draw attention to where we're going?
Oh, yes.
Well, the spell will not leave any trace that we've been here. Our
Okay.
tracks
Yeah,
will
as
have
you
vanished.
as you kind of shuffle around in the area where you're in, you notice that you're not leaving any tracks thanks to the Pass Without a Trace spell.
It's kind of fun.
Interesting.
Just stomping around in the sand and like
Yeah.
amazed that there's no footprints or anything.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay, so are you guys going over and making a quick hidey hole?
Yeah, if no one's gonna stop.
I'm gonna go over there and start digging.
They do.
Okay, and it doesn't take you long. Digging is second nature to all of you. And you manage to pull the clump of dead branches over the hole while you're all in it, and you feel like it's giving you quite decent cover. At a glance, nobody would even suspect that there's a band of gnolls hiding underneath these dead trees.
And just to give it a little extra like stability up there, I'm gonna take my immovable rod and like click it above us so that the branches kind of have like, if something were to step on it, it would have like a little bit of resistance as if there was ground there in the center.
Nice, very nice.
I forgot we had that. I
Me too.
really did. It's an amazing item.
It is.
It's only one of the best items in D&D.
That's another reason why I wanted Featherfall, the ring, is because I could potentially maybe use the rod to do some stuff up high to get myself to some things.
Okay,
And
so
we
you
know.
guys are hunkered down in there for what feels like an eternity, but it's only been like 30 minutes. You know, when you're hiding and just waiting for something to happen, it feels like seconds or minutes. That's exactly what this feels like. And after about 30 minutes, Zara, you catch sight of an insect flying through the air. It's not very big. It's the size of maybe your balled up fist. And it looks like a beetle of some kind. But curiously, it is giving off a bit of a glow. And it lands on the ground 35, 40 feet away from where you guys are hiding. And you can give me a nature check to see if you know what this is. And if you point it out to everyone else can give me nature checks as well.
Yep, I kind of like motion with my hands and just point to the bug. You said nature?
Yep.
I know. I got natural one. I'm just so bored. I don't care what's going on. I'm drawing circles in the
Nature.
sand.
I
was
got-
like,
I rolled a 4, so 8.
7, total of 10.
And as well. I know.
we don't like knowing things.
The disappointed look on the DM's face.
I know. It's so sad.
I'm not sure where to go from here. I wasn't planning for nobody to make this DC 12 check.
You underestimate our ability to screw checks up, sir.
I mean, and two of us are rolling at disadvantage.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep.
Okay. So it's a bug. And it's like crawling around on the sand, digging in a few spots and then moving on to another spot and digging in that spot. Like it's very clearly searching for something. The shell of this beetle-like insect is a bright turquoise, and there is a yellow glow coming from something on the carapace that's covering its wings. And you guys watch it for a couple minutes, before you all notice the dark cloud on the horizon getting closer and closer. And it gets close enough that you can all see that this is a huge swarm of these insects making its way over here. And when they get about 100 feet from you guys, which one of you has the highest history modifier?
History 0.
1.
One.
So that would be those two that have the ones.
I'm a wisdom-based character.
Even your passive history doesn't meet the DC 12. Okay.
You underestimated us again.
Can we do history rolls?
Zara, because you're a druid.
Okay.
give
You're
me a
like,
history
okay.
roll.
Because you're a druid.
I'm not changing the DC.
Okay, it's a 19.
Okay, thank God. You're watching these bugs, this swarm, begin to land in the area around you, and all of them digging around looking for something. And you don't know why it took you this long to realize this, but suddenly it clicks in your mind. You're like, oh wait, I know exactly what those things are. Finally somebody does. And
We're not
they
smart
are
kids, okay?
We're not.
We're a bunch of
Thanks.
dumb puppies.
Most of us
So we
just
went out into the desert with no survivor supplies.
but this is a really common threat in the desert, guys. It's
Yeah.
really common.
make the
I
DC
live,
lower.
I live in a hole in the ground.
Okay, that's fair. That's
Literally.
fair. But yeah, you recognize them eventually, and you know that this is a swarm of mana bane scarabs. And that glow that's coming from them is actually runes and glyphs that are on their wings, putting off that magical glow. And what these things do is they seek out magic and magical items in order to consume the magic that powers them.
You want
That's how they get sustenance.
Nope.
tell me about this shit?
And thinking about it, it makes sense that they may have targeted you guys because whatever brought that door here was obviously very magical. So it was basically a beacon going off saying, hey, here's lunch.
And I relay this to everyone. We do not.
Unclick.
We do not. No, don't unclick.
Why?
We are hidden right now. They cannot detect us.
But it's on right now.
They can't detect it.
Okay, don't click.
Yes,
We're fine as long as we stay in this hole.
Okay.
very, very good thinking using that pass without trace.
Yeah, you said something was tracking us, and I'm like, okay, did I actually prepare that spell? Yes, thank God I did.
Yep.
As long as we stay inside here and my spell is active, they will not sense us.
Yep.
Okay.
And they're searching and digging, and there are hundreds of these things, hundreds of them. And it takes another 15 minutes or so before they seem to begin losing interest in this area. As soon as that pass without a trace spell went up, they lost your scent, basically. And this is the last place that they saw you or smelled you in, but they don't find you there now. So eventually they all begin to take off from the ground and fly off in other directions, looking for other magical things to consume. And by the time the 1 hour elapses of the pass without a trace, there's no sign of any of these bugs in the area anymore.
Zara, do you think we could get out now?
So bored.
So I think it's
So
safe
cramped.
at this point in time.
Can I click it?
Click
Yeah,
it.
you don't see any of the bugs. You know that your pass without a trace has now elapsed after an hour, and you don't detect them coming right back this way. So you're probably fine for the time being.
The door attracted them.
Weird. Xena puts the rod back in her pack and lifts up the wood.
To be safe, let's not use any of these items tonight. Let's give them time to put a bit more distance between us and them.
Sounds good.
Xena helps the others out of the hole.
What time is it at this point?
The sun is approaching the horizon. There's about 30 minutes left in this 2-hour block of travel time, and at the end of it, you will reach the base of that dune.
Okay.
Do we want to press on to the dune or just camp here?
Maybe we can use this hole as cover for tonight.
I mean, we already went to all the trouble to dig it.
Ugh.
Back in that hole?
Ugh.
Fine.
What's wrong with holes?
We just sat in there for like ever. I was so bored.
I was so cramped.
Well,
We can make it bigger.
We can
Yeah.
make it bigger.
That's true.
We have time, and now that the beetles are gone, we can expand the hole a bit. That way, we're not all cramped up. But
All right.
with the combination of the rod, we probably don't want to use.
Right.
This will provide us decent cover.
Well, you guys do that. I feel like a hunt tonight because I want to eat something other than mushrooms.
You don't even have to roll for the shelter building because you essentially already built the shelter. You're just making it a bit larger. But do give me a survival roll for that hunt of yours, Isa.
What's wrong
That's
with
good. Let's see what the
mushrooms?
second one does. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So that is survival. It's a 16.
16. Okay, you're gone for maybe 45 minutes, and the group sees you on your way back to them, and dragging behind you, holding it by the tail, you have a very, very large lizard, almost like the size of a monitor lizard. And that will be more than enough sustenance for all of you tonight.
Umbar, give it to Xena. I'd be like, can you cook something with this?
Xena pokes her head out of the hole she was digging. Woo! Yes!
I wonder if we can do something with the skin. I'm still going to skin it and try and keep the skin. I don't know what more to do with it yet. What more
Okay,
to
You could make a purse out of that. You could put a
it?
wallet, you know.
give me a survival for the skinning as well. See how good of a job you do.
Let's see.
You make a hat.
Other.
Hat.
No, I mangle it. That's a natural one on my disadvantage.
Natural 1, okay. You've never skinned one of these creatures before, so you start where you think you should start, which for some reason is right near its butt, and you manage to puncture its bladder, and that seeps around the skin and
Yep,
begins
yep,
to
yep.
spoil it almost immediately. The meat is still fine,
No.
but
Oh.
the skin is not going to be in good shape after about an hour.
We'll try again next time I catch something.
Yep.
It's done for.
Dungeon Meowster, thank you for that raid. Raiders, welcome on in.
Raid. Xena will start cooking the lizard. Add what's left of her spice, which is very little.
Okay, give me a roll. What sort of which of your skills are you relying on for this? You have something specifically for this, don't you? Or am I just thinking about your interest in cooking?
She uses performance for it usually.
Okay, give me
She
that
makes a
performance
big
roll.
spectacle about cooking, you know, like she does everything. 21.
21. Okay.
Galloping gourmet over here.
This is going to end up being possibly some of the best monitor lizard that any of you have ever eaten before. So much so, in fact, that the next day you will each have advantage on your first ability check.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Thank you.
The thanks should be going to you for your marvelous cooking skills.
Of course, glorious glorious. Enjoy the glorious lizard.
And Gordon
Hmm.
Ramsay of Dagger Tree over here.
This works out well. We make a great team. I catch it, you cook it.
It's wonderful. It's all in the
Great.
time. You got to get the temperature just right and beat the meat up a little bit just right. Make it just tender enough. A little bit of spice.
So you're saying I should be a little bit more violent on them when I kill them?
No, let me handle that. No. You'll
I just
burst.
hope you all know that I'm never knocking on another door again after what the door said.
That door was this close to biting you, Xena.
It's like, I've got more questions for
Doors.
the last time. No, you don't.
Mhm.
Dude, if it had, Xena probably would have had like an epic problem with doors because like with the
Yes.
prince, the door comes up. We're just like, I don't trust them.
Doors are a no.
It's all beaded curtains the rest of my life.
Yes.
And then Xena gets locked in a maze with doors.
Nope.
Yes, thank you for that 22-month resub. I think that's what the character art was based off of, wasn't it? Was the Animal Crossing art that you did for
Or
Theo?
for Zael, yep.
or for Zael?
I did it first of Zael, and then I did it of Kyo. And then Zoro and I figured it would be a good art to use for this campaign as well.
We're a bunch of murderous Animal Crossing characters.
I mean, that's not uncharacteristic.
They're so cute.
In our defense, we are gnolls, so
Yep.
murder everything.
Murder and eat everything.
So after we eat the glorious meal, what watches do we want to take tonight? I need sleep.
I can take the first watch.
I can do second.
Guess I'll do third.
I'll take fourth. Good night. Xena just launches herself into the hole that she made, snuggles up in her silk cloak, and starts snoring loudly.
And it is a very cozy den, shielding you from any weather that's coming your way.
Isa's probably gonna crawl in there and like curl up right next to Xena, kind of close to a dog pile looking like situation.
Yeah, puppy
You know,
pie.
you know those puppies that step on their siblings' faces as they crawl into bed.
You're definitely doing that. Like, "Ugh."
Which I have seen baby hyenas. They absolutely do that.
I think baby everything do that.
Even babies do that.
Mhm.
Babies do that too. Yeah, they totally.
Xena doesn't even move at all. The snoring just gets interrupted slightly, like.
At least it was armorless because I had to take off my armor for sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, we each have a pile of armor off to the
I
side.
probably have that shield. It's like my pillow because no one's taking my shield again.
Okay, so let's get the rolls for that first watch.
Sure.
Ooh, another raid.
No one, thank you for that raid.
Well, as normal, I'm running it off of survival. That's an at 20.
Very nice. What's the total?
26.
26. All right.
Second
And
number
that-
scares me a little.
Percentile.
7.
Oh no.
Oh, hopefully an after 20 bounces that out.
Opposite ends of the coin here, Raven.
Pick one. Pick the high end, please, not the low end.
What's life without a little adventure?
What do you do with
Why?
that?
Why do we let Raven roll anything?
Like you're super skilled.
It's
but
like
what is that?
Raven's rolls are like akin to Azarin's rolls on the Tuesday game.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
not ever allowed to roll percentiles.
Yeah,
I know
Raven is
that.
the new Azarin.
Yep. He's the Azure of Monday night.
Okay. So you are, like the previous night, you're doing a perimeter around the den that you have dug in the ground. And as you're wandering around about 40 feet from the den, you catch sight once again of an oasis about 125 feet away from you. And you see a creature standing in that oasis. Give me a perception check.
You haven't been rolled tonight. Give me a number. That's not horrible. 16.
16. Okay. From this distance, you can see that this creature, which very much appears to be a gnoll, just as you saw from the night before, is not just an ordinary gnoll. This creature is the cleanest, most beautiful gnoll you have ever laid your eyes on. Absolutely gorgeous.
I don't trust it.
And could you please make a wisdom save for me, please, sir?
Yeah, you see, that's what I was afraid of. That's what I was afraid of. Wisdom save?
Yep.
That's a nat 20 for a total of 23.
Lucky.
Okay.
That disappointed look.
I know.
You-
Dio's just like, oh.
You resist whatever effect this was, but you are also unaware of any effect trying to take hold of you.
That's reasonable.
Did you roll that nat 20 on the same dice?
No, different dice.
Oh, I was gonna say that. That dice is gold.
Please put those dice in jail, sir.
No, no, those are the good dice. The other ones are going away for the night.
So you're standing there about 125 feet away from the creature itself. What you do, if anything, is up to you.
How far into my watch is this?
This is about an hour into your watch.
Yeah. Oh, God. How, and 120 feet away. I am going to keep eyes on it.
Okay. So you take the remaining hour of your watch, making sure to kind of keep it in your vision at some level or another for the duration. And just because I want you to, I have to ask, are you approaching it at all during the remainder of your watch?
Nope.
Or just staying at that
Eyes on it.
distance?
Eyes on it, and that's it. I will wait
Okay.
until I have backup and somebody's awake.
Okay. So the remainder of your watch passes, and it is now time to wake up the next person.
Next up was Zara, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to gently tap Zara awake and point to the knoll out in the.
So Zara is in a fairly deep dug den. You will have to take eyes off the knoll in order to look for Zara and then wake her up.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
probably in like a tangle of other limbs right now.
We've all kind of scooted on top of her.
Go in, grab Zara by the leg, and start pulling.
You could just wake me up. I'm a light sleeper anyway.
Oh, okay. Unlike that one.
Yes. Is there a reason why you needed to pull me? Since there's some sort of haste
The
involved.
same knoll. Possibly the same knoll that I saw the other night.
The one
I'm
in the
concerned.
oasis.
Yes, I'm concerned.
That is concerning. Oasis don't move.
Well, there's no oasis this time.
Yeah, there was no oasis. this
Oh,
time.
there was no oasis? I
It's
missed that
very,
part.
very small. It's more like a large puddle, but enough for a single creature to bathe in.
Unless it's a druid creating an oasis every night.
The oa-
Temporarily.
there is no temporary oasis. If they were a green mother, it would need a lot of preparation. It would need to be powerful, and the oasis would remain.
Huh.
Can
I
I
have no idea.
can I get any sort of like knowledge roll as to what this may be?
Sure. give me a straight intelligence check.
Oh, sure.
Our intelligence checks have all been so good so far. Yeah.
Oh,
Very intelligent
okay.
based
I
roll.
rolled an 18, so 19.
19. Okay. Nothing specific comes to mind, but you're fairly confident in ruling out any kind of druidic magic.
I will keep an eye out for it, but I don't think it's a druid. Be ready just in case. And with that, I have a question. If I were to wild shape, could I use my spider form stealth in order to do a watch?
Yeah, I'd allow it. I mean, there are plenty of spiders in the desert, and they're
Okay.
sneaky and resourceful.
Yep. So I'm gonna use a wild shape to turn into the giant spider again, the giant wolf spider, and
Just because I don't think I mentioned it, but the two of you like poke your heads out of the den. The Oasis and the Gnoll are not there.
and I'm gonna do what a lot of wolf spiders do: burrow a bit and just wait there.
Okay. Give me those rolls.
All right, so that is going to be a 15 for stealth, and then an 89 for the percentiles.
15 and 89. Okay. You feel, you sense, you know that there are no dangers in the vicinity around you. Burrowed into the sand like this, you're so aware of your surroundings. It's almost like you have tremor sense. If something takes a step anywhere near you guys, you'd be aware of it immediately. But there is nothing but the occasional small rodent, small lizard passing through the area. No threats, no creatures. You don't feel any magic on the wind. It's calm, relaxing, and you and your companions are safe for the duration of your watch.
Okay.
Being hunted. I'm not okay with this.
I'm gonna go back down into the burrow, still in my spider form, and I'm gonna start poking Isa, just like softly nudging her with one of my legs.
Question is, do I notice the mushroom before I hit you?
Please don't hit mushroom spider.
Is there something I can roll to make sure if I notice the mushroom?
That's
first?
entirely up to you. That sounds like a player decision to me.
Let's see. No, I'm hitting him on arm strike though. Let's see if I can hit you. Probably not. Strength. I'm not proficient in that, so that's a 14. So that probably doesn't hit you.
Give me a second. I need to check the character sheet here for the giant wolf spider. That hits,
That's right.
because it's got an
Oh.
armor class of 13.
It's just 1 plus strength for damage, right?
Yep.
That's 5 points of damage.
Okay, so I'm still in the spider form, and the spider's gonna shrink back a bit.
Yeah, you punch
Is
the
that-
spider right in its giant,
Spider
adorable
face.
spider eyes, and then you notice the mushroom.
Oh shit! Sorry, Zara. You scared me.
And it's just gonna like open the door with its other leg.
And I'll exit and be like, sorry, I'm gonna take my armor out with me so I can put it on to take my watch.
And the spider's just gonna curl up in the den and go to sleep.
And after the timer on the wild shape wears off, the adorable curled up spider turns into an adorable curled up gnoll.
It's what? How long does wild shape last? 8 hours, or is it 1 hour?
It's 1 hour.
1 hour.
It's usually 1 hour. It changes depending on your subclass.
Yeah, I'm Circle of Spores. It doesn't really have my special wild shape ability. I make mushrooms grow over me and get bonuses.
Or if your GM gives the druid weird things that they can use.
Mm.
So I guess I will try my perception since that hasn't been used yet tonight to keep watch.
Okay.
So at disadvantage, that's not a good start. Well, it didn't get any worse, so that's gonna be a 7. Let's see what my
7.
percentiles decide to do. We'll use these ones. 71.
7 and 71. Okay. So you're sitting outside of your camp, your den, for about 45 minutes, just kind of looking around. You've donned your armor at this point and are ready for anything that comes your way. And you feel the vibration of something traveling across the desert floor quite quickly. And that vibration turns into more constant vibrations. Like there are several things traveling across the desert floor quite quickly. And they're heavy vibrations. So whatever these things are, they have heavy steps. And you stand up and look around, and you see just on the edge of your vision a few creatures charging forward. Give me a perception check.
Oh, that's the second one, maybe. Sorry, kid you not. I rolled a nat 20 and a 19 on my disadvantage, so it's a total of 23.
Okay, yeah, that'll certainly meet the DC. You can see from this distance that these creatures are ostriches, war ostriches to be exact. And there's about 7 of them. And they are barreling forward in your direction.
Do I feel
Whether
like
they're headed straight for you or just happen to be going that way, you can't really tell. But what you do is up to you.
I would like to kind of duck down into our den. I want to keep it open just enough so I can see out in case I need to pop out quickly. But I'm
Okay.
more sit there and I'm more to attempt to hide with my sleeping group.
Give me a stealth roll.
As a reminder, the immovable rod is still kind of holding up part of the branches and stuff, helping to support the center.
Well, not 20 wasted on disadvantage. So that was stealth. That's a 14.
14. Okay. You see these massive birds get closer and closer, and you can see the huge talons on their feet. Like if you got kicked by one of these things or stepped on by one of these things, it would probably rend flesh and break bone. None of them seem to be looking directly at your den. You can tell that they will pass potentially right over your den. So there could be a danger of one of them falling in. But there could also be the chance that they just pass right by and nothing happens.
So we have like a little door thing we've been using, right? I remember right?
Yes, it is like intertwined branches from dead trees that are semi-woven together.
I'm going to attempt to brace the door, and I'll kind of like prop it up on myself so that if they get stepped on, it's braced. And hope to God that immovable rod holds.
Okay. So these war ostriches begin to approach. Their footfall is getting louder and louder and beginning to kind of shake some sand down into the den. And you know that they are just about to reach your location. Give me a straight D20 roll, please.
Just one D20?
Just straight D20.
I'm going to use this one. It's a 15.
15? Okay. These ostriches reach the den. Several of them just go right around it. One of them, as you kind of chance a peek out of the den, you see it's heading straight for this hatch of woven twigs. And just as it's about to step on it and fall through, it takes a mighty leap and almost glides through the air about 20 feet, clearing the hatch of your den and continuing on its way. The remainder of the ostriches follow. None of them seem to be stopping. None of them come that close to falling in, and they continue on their way. And you are safe for now.
So once I get far enough away I feel comfortable, I'll go ahead and pop out of the den and go back to my watch.
Okay. And the remainder of your watch is uneventful.
So I'll go in and I'll wake Xena up.
Um,
It's your turn. I need the rest of my sleep. Taking off armor,
Meh.
crawling on top of Zarek's, going to sleep, kicking him in the face in the process.
Dina grabs her armor, goes up, puts it on, stretches, does a quick jog around the campsite, and let's see, I'll use something different this time. Let's see.
Please don't say you're going to intimidate nature.
No, I'm actually trying to figure out how to use performance.
I mean, I'm open to it if you can come up with a good reason for it.
I think she's gonna practice her pirouettes, and when you spin and you're ballerina, you have to do this point thing where you like move your head and you're like, as you spin, you come
Yep.
right back to it. So she's gonna do that, but she's changing the direction that she like looks. So she's continuously dancing and spinning, but like she'll stop and look pointedly in one direction and then do her spin and then look in another direction at the point,
I like it.
the eyes constantly all around her as she dances.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that performance roll.
Okay. So ridiculous. Thank you. Okay. 17
17, okay.
is the check, and then for the percentage, die. $52. I can't get anything above 50s apparently.
Okay. As you're doing your pirouettes and spinning around, looking in seemingly every direction all at once, you catch sight of a glint, like light reflecting off of something small that seems to be crawling out of the den.
Out of the den?
Of the den.
Where my friends are sleeping?
Yes.
I'm gonna go look at that. I'm gonna go check that out.
Okay, as soon as you stop your dancing and begin to move over towards it, this thing seems to catch sight of you and begins to scurry off in the opposite direction from you.
I chase it.
And give me a perception check as you're making chase.
Sad face. That's a 2.
A 2, okay. It's dark out. This thing is kicking up a lot of sand as it runs along the surface. The moonlight glinting off of it makes it really difficult to see exactly what it is. You just see that it's small and scurrying quite quickly. And
I'm pretty fast.
You are quite fast and you are making ground on it. But when you get about 15 feet away from it, it suddenly jumps and dives forward, digging into the sand, disappearing from sight.
I'd like to try to jump and dig in there as fast as I can and try to get it.
Sure. Give me... What would a dig roll be? Give me a dexterity check. And this will be versus its dexterity.
Okay. Yeah.
It rolled an 18.
Nope. I got a 14.
You catch what appears to be a very thin strand of thread, but when you drag your hand across it to grab it, you suddenly feel a sharp sting on your fingers, and you just have enough time to see that this thread has little barbs sticking out of it. And as soon as you pull your hand back, the thread gets pulled down into the sand after this thing, whatever it was. And then the thread too disappears from sight, and this thing manages to make its getaway.
How big was it?
It was slightly bigger. Well, no, gnolls have big hands. It was about the size of your open hand.
Okay. The string or the creature?
The creature itself.
Sucks I didn't get a better look at it. All right. Did I get a good idea of its scent?
It did not have a scent.
All right.
Hmm.
I'm gonna scan around the desert around me to see if I see any other glints.
You don't see any other glints, but you can give me an intelligence check if you'd like.
Oh. Okay.
Come on.
It is great at these. Yeah, 4. Pretty.
Yeah, it was, yeah, I mean, if it wasn't possibly doing dastardly things, it would have been kind of pretty.
Swear God, if it's one of those spiders stealing our stuff again.
All right. Well, my next thought is it came out of the den, so she's gonna scurry back over to the den and pull up the little door and peek inside and see if everybody's okay.
Everyone appears to be okay at first glance, and you saw exactly where this thing was emerging from the den, and upon closer inspection, you see its tracks only go part way into the den. Like, it was about to go in there and do stuff, but was interrupted by you catching sight of it.
Okay. All right.
So you're confident that your friends are okay.
Okay. I'll
And
put the door back down and I'll continue my watch.
and the rest of your watch goes off without a hitch. The sun rises up above the horizon, and the group awakens.
So, Zeno, when the sun is rising, it's about the right time. She'll open the door up. Rise and shine! Get up! Hey!
As soon as you open the door, you get a mushroom thrown at you. Or thrown
She
to
tries
you.
to catch it in her mouth. Should I roll
Give me
something?
a dex check.
It's gonna be like that animated gif of the dog that just watches the frisbee hit it.
15, so I might have gotten it.
15, you said?
Yeah.
Yep. DC I kind of set in my mind was 14. So you snap open your maw and catch the mushroom.
Thank you! Good morning!
Hopefully that wasn't one of those mind control mushrooms.
I
Oh.
don't have any on me.
She doesn't know
That
I
that.
wanna
implies
go for
you
a
have
jog.
them, though.
What's that? What did you say,
Then I'm gonna
Xerx?
go for a jog. Oh, Xerx.
Said that implies you have them.
Not on me. I know someone who does.
It's sad that I almost hoped it was, because then she'd be quiet for a day.
I mean,
Before I go on my jog, by the way, there was a thing, and I think it was gonna attack one of you, but I totally scared it away.
What thing?
It was a thing. It was like this big, and it shined, and it had a string that with pointy things on the string. Pointy. Ow.
Do the dog thing that's like, huh?
yeah, right. Just everyone's head just goes to the side.
Well, I didn't get a good look at it. It was dark. I tried to chase it. I dug it up. It bit me with
Can-
its string thing.
You chased it. It
Can I-
leave tracks.
Yeah.
Did I do a nature roll to see maybe identify what that is based off of the very apt description.
Sure,
You know,
can.
I'm curious
And I'd like
as
to look
well.
for tracks.
Okay.
All right.
So Zara and Max can give me nature checks based on the description that was just given to them.
I rolled-
And Isa can give me a survival to look
I
for
rolled
tracks.
a 17, so a total of 22.
That's a 16.
Yeah,
Nature's
Xena
I'm
points
sorry,
out
21.
tracks, too,
21.
To give you a place to start.
Okay. Zara and Xerax. I mean, honestly, it kind of sounds like it's made up. Is it something that bites you with string? What? That's not real.
Are you sure you weren't just seeing something?
It came out of the den. Look, if you look down in the den, there's like a little spot right there. That's where it came out. And I think it was going to do something to one of you guys, but like I caught it, right? Like real fast. I was like, hey, you. Yeah, you.
And
And it was like, oh shit. And it
It said, oh
ran
shit.
away. Well, I mean, it didn't say anything, but like in my head it said things, and that was what it
it
said.
clearly mimed, oh shit.
It did. It had this, it mimed it, and it was like this, like, but I couldn't really get a good look at it, except for that it was shiny, and or something on it was shiny, and it was like this big.
And Isa, you do see the tracks, and they continue out from the den a bit before just stopping.
Do they look like the tracks like we had that night my shield was stolen?
They sure do.
That was. They were going to try and steal our stuff. Check your stuff. Everyone, check your stuff. She's checking all of her stuff. Great descriptions from all of us.
I'm not going to make you roll on your own stuff. You know what your stuff is and where it should be. You all still have your stuff.
So we
Shield.
have a shiny bug that's a thief.
Just thank you for stopping it. I'm gonna get my shield taken again. Or a shield? I don't know what to call it.
Where did it disappear to?
I'll point out where the tracks end.
Yeah, and it's about 30, 35 feet out from the den.
Start digging.
I did. I tried, and it bit me with its string thing.
Well, dig more.
It was like sharp, like little barbs.
I'll help him dig more.
This sounds like excuses and not digging.
That's how
Just help dig.
you do it. It broke a nail
How long ago was this?
last night when I was
Yeah,
on
it
watch.
was about an hour and a half ago. at this point.
There's probably no need to dig now. It's probably long gone after being caught.
Yeah.
We'll
It was
just have
fast. It was real fast. I
We'll
mean, I'm
just-
real fast, right? So it was real fast.
we'll just have to make sure to keep an eye out for it. Watches. Maybe set a trap for it.
Yes, let's do that.
I like that.
I want
See,
to catch one
you're
of these
always
things.
thinking. That's some good thinking.
Wonder how they taste.
Well, if they're
Probably not good.
sparkly,
It was
probably
sharp.
like a rock.
I mean, we think they're not real objects. They're stone. They don't leave a scent trail.
Yeah, there's nothing. Should like smell it. Nothing.
So shall we be on our way?
Yeah, after
So-
I do my run, or unless can I run around you guys while we walk? Is that cool?
Let's do
Let's
that.
do that, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, so you guys set out for the morning. It's not a long walk by any means. Your camp was about a half hour away from the base of this massive dune that now takes up like the entire horizon to the north of you. And after a half hour of walking and Xena doing laps around everybody, you reach the base of this dune. And we, at this point, are going to go ahead and take our second break for the evening. We will be right back in just a few minutes. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us.
We need to catch the bug.
Yes, we do.
Alrighty, we are back.
Fluffy. Sorry, we're playing with our kitties.
I had to take mine out. I had to take mine out of the room and show her that the dogs were asleep, so she would actually, go out and walk around.
Oh.
She was doing the ears on either side of the camera thing.
Yeah, it was so cute. So
Oh
her
yeah,
little
she
feet, her
sits
little
right in
ears are
she
just
sits
peeking
right
out
in
like
front of my
that.
monitor. Like even when she was a kitten, like her spot, quote unquote, is right in front of my monitor between the keyboard and it. But the thing is, she's big enough now to where she sits there, she blocks half the screen, and then like the top of her head pokes up in the camera.
Does the same thing Hunter's cat does with the 2 ears.
Yep.
and It's like, really? This is your spot.
That's also what she does when she wants attention, and if I'm not giving it to her, she will sit in front of my monitor. Damned if I'm working or if I'm streaming, it's now cat time.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's always cat time.
You operate on the cat
Oh, yeah.
schedule, not the other way around.
On Sunday, we were doing Final Fantasy rating, and like as I'm trying to like keep cooldowns and everything on check, she keeps jumping in front of the monitor. I have to keep on grabbing the cat and putting her on the floor while while healing a raid.
Did she get anyone killed?
No, she didn't.
Oh.
We
Sorry,
actually
Death by
we
Cat.
actually had 3 clears that night. That was really good. No
Recall
thank.
several times trying to do the Titan fight with a cat on my hands while my hands were on the keyboard.
Yup.
Like this? This is your spot right now? Okay, great.
Yep.
This is what we're doing.
You've been asleep elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
They wait for you to start doing something that shouldn't be interrupted, then they come bug you.
Yep.
That's cats. That's what
Sleeping
cats
all
do.
day? No problem. Start stream, cat is like 2 feet from you going, pay attention.
Yep.
Now.
Mine is. Oh, you're about to lay in bed. It's time to play fetch,
Let's go.
and you can't ignore it because if you ignore it, she sits on my chest and she just starts hitting me in the nose until I start playing.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Sleep
I'm
on your
happy I
own
haven't-
time, mortal. It is time for ball.
Or mouse. Or my cat drags this. She has this string toy that's like it's got like on a stick, and then there's this long little string thing, and I'll hear her, and it sounds kind of creepy, like someone's dragging something across the wooden floor, just like the sound of just dragging coming through. Sure enough, she comes around the corner with the thing in her mouth, like, "Hey, plop this."
So we have a dune in front of
You
us.
have a dune in front of you. Cat talk. Give me a moment to set up Sirenscape stuff.
Gnoll talk.
Back to Gnoll talk. Cat related talk, technically.
I mean, there was a string drug across things, so.
It's true.
There was a string.
Wouldn't recommend putting that string in your mouth though.
There was a
Um,
bun on my paw.
So you guys reach the edge of that dune quite quickly. And despite the rumors that you heard from Kana of this unmoving dune actually being the back of some large creature or the entrance to a secret lair or 1,000 other possibilities, looking at it now as you stand at the foot of it, it appears to just be a large sand dune.
Is
but-
there anything notable besides
you
being large?
As you stand there, perhaps a little disappointed, you begin to notice the air is curiously still. Insects and arachnids crawling across the sand around you seem to make little to no sound at all. And noiselessly and quite suddenly, a path only a few feet across depresses into the surface of the dune. And rows of sand lift back out of the depression into almost ledges. And before you now sits a set of stairs leading up to the crest of the dune.
It seems we are being invited.
That ain't normal.
Let's not be rude.
I
Might
kind
be
of
friendly.
look over to Xena. Really, that's what stands out as not normal throughout our travel here.
Well, I mean,
We literally just had a door a day ago appear and talk to us with 3 dragons.
but this is sand. I don't like sand.
It's not golden.
It is a gold
It
color.
kind of is.
It is golden.
Sorry, did a resident of the desert just say they don't like sand?
I mean, Anakin Skywalker said that too.
Don't you dare bring up Anakin Skywalker. Don't you dare.
He was a resident of a desert planet, so
I will kill Zara right now.
that's not a
I live
threat.
in the desert.
Do I want to know what's behind this statement? Another
I
time.
live here. I don't have to like it.
I'm gonna start climbing the stairs.
Yeah.
You can start
It doesn't
crying. Okay.
look like it will hold my weight. I mean, let's be
If it
real.
holds my weight, it holds your weight.
Yeah, so everything you know about the soft sand these stairs are made from tells you they should collapse the moment you put any weight on them. But as you place your foot down on the first step, it holds firm. And you can even feel the sand tickling the pads on the bottom of your feet. You can feel it shifting and churning, controlled by whatever force gives it this shape.
Cena's going super slow, testing every single step. Like,
Okay.
I'd like to
So
point out that
our-
Isa is in front of Xena.
Are all of you going to be ascending the stairs then?
Cena's laughed.
So ascending these stairs takes some time. And after 15 minutes of climbing, you look behind you, like surely you should have been at the top by now. But you find you're only about a third of the way up. And continuing to climb, after about 15 minutes more of ascension, you begin to notice small particles of sand floating a few inches off the surface of the dune. And the higher you go, the higher they float until they're all around you, gently displaced by your climbing forms as you press onwards. At the top of the final step, you find yourselves standing on a flat surface. Where the cap of the dune should be, it is instead maybe a 15 by 15 foot across area. The sand churning and unyielding, just like the steps. And seated, one bird-like leg crossed over the other, right in the center of this flat area, is a figure with their back to you. They appear to be wearing little more than a couple layers of loose linen wrapped around their waist. The cloth is a dull orange and white in color. Their skin is a sun-baked bronze, and their body lithe, but muscles quite pronounced. Their hair, or what would be hair were it not made from feathers, is a faded blue with a faint metallic sheen carrying hints of the deep vibrance it once had. And these feathers trail partway down their back. Smaller feathers speckle the person's shoulders and hips, and much larger ones sprout from their forearms, like a facsimile of wings, though clearly not functional as such. And suddenly a voice calls out from this form. Greetings, younglings. Your arrival was expected.
It's the second time we've heard that.
Seriously, was their invitation sent out? Like,
Does anyone else legs burn from all those stairs?
Did the matriarch reach out to you?
I'm afraid not.
then how did you know we were coming?
Because we have had this conversation many times before.
Oh no. How many
I
times?
remember that.
Are we in a loop? Is this a time loop?
In a way, it all depends on your perception.
Did she ask that the last time we were here?
Yeah, have I said this already? I've had a nightmare like this once where I just lived the same day over and over again, and it was the worst day. It was the worst hair day I've ever had, and I lived it over and over.
Yes, youngling, we have spoken these exact words before, and we have spoken different words before over and over and over again.
How many times?
An endless number of times, my friend.
You sure it was us?
Positive.
Xena
The figure
One more look at Zara. See what she makes of this.
the figure stands up and turns to look at you. And you can see now their face is quite angular, nose and chin kind of pointed. And they have a tattoo on their forehead that resembles the shape of a vertical eye, a third eye tattooed right there. But other than that, there's no other notable markings on their body. But they give you a courteous bow and please step forward.
After Xena checks her hair and eases shield as a mirror, gives it back to her, then tentatively steps forward. Just had to see if her hair was okay. If she's stuck in a time loop, she wanted to make sure it was fine.
I'm gonna look to Zara for approval before I step forward.
Yeah, Zara's kind of like trying to run this all through her mind, trying to like see if she knows anything about what this creature is. I don't think we've like met a bird race yet.
No, you haven't, and there hasn't really been much talk of anyone that resembles this fellow aside from harpies, but you have a pretty good idea of what harpies look like,
Yeah,
and
this is no
not
harpy.
it. Give me an insight check.
An insight check?
Yeah.
All right, let me see. What is my insight? Oh, okay, so that's not bad. That will be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Yeah.
Okay. For whatever it's worth, this fellow doesn't appear to have any malicious intent. He looks quite courteous and friendly towards all of you, and you don't notice any weapons or anything on him. He's not like preparing to attack or anything like that. He's just simply standing up, smiling at you and inviting you all off the steps onto more quote unquote stable ground.
And Zara's gonna take a couple steps forward. When you say we've had this conversation before, do you mean us directly or other variations of us?
Now you're catching on. Other versions of you, other versions of me, we all exist simultaneously.
Seeing Zara step forward, I will go ahead and step forward now. Okay, so I'm shoulder with Xena.
Xena's rubbing her head after hearing that part of the conversation, trying to follow the logic and understanding.
The
and it just-
multiverse theories now come. Yeah, multiverse theories now coming into D&D.
she
I
just
hope
can't.
you guys brought your science textbooks.
She just can't. Her brain starts melting.
Please just
Please
choose to ignore that statement.
have a seat.
Zara will follow instructions.
Did I sit last time in the loop? Should I maybe stand this time? Would that make the difference?
Grab
Zara,
arm and
Zara.
sit down.
Zara, it's not a loop. Don't worry. It's just our turn in the rotation.
Just don't think about it too hard. It's easy if you just don't
Less,
think about it.
listen more.
I don't like this magic shit.
Just sit.
This is not magic. Not the way you observe magic, anyway. This
Stare
is
the pyramid and Dune. This is magic shit.
simply the lifeline of the universe, of ours, and of our neighbors and their neighbors.
It's gonna
Do
like
not strain yourself too
gonna
much.
reach over and just like start rubbing the back of Xena's head to calm her down.
And while I'm sitting, I'm probably leaning into her a little bit for body contact.
Yeah.
Like dogs do for comfort.
Do not worry. The chances of our encounter here ending poorly for any of us is minuscule. You will be fine. Now, what has led you here this time? Orders, curiosity, exploration?
A little of
Well, all of those, to be very honest.
And what did you expect to find when you reached me?
Well, we didn't exactly know you were here.
we were told this was the backside of some creature.
I see. You are not disappointed, I hope, to find that that is not the case?
Truth be told, relieved after the journey that we've had to get here and beforehand. Been quite a task at times. So this due not being the backside of a giant creature is welcome to me anyway.
I see. One relieved, one disappointed. What about you, Ida and Xerax?
Curious, I'd say. Not disappointed, just curious.
Curious more than anything. It doesn't look around. This doesn't appear to be a natural dune.
It is quite natural, but it is existing as a connection point between many times and many possibilities, which renders it unmoving. I do not
Okay,
intend to make this conversation difficult for you, Xena. I know this is not the type of discussion that you prefer.
So if this is many iterations of us being here, do any of the other us know what those things are that keep stealing all our stuff at night? That
I
take
am
my
sorry.
shield? The little spider-like things that come into your camp, they steal your stuff, and they run away. And they don't leave a scent.
Would you like me to ask?
Sure.
And this fellow steps back and closes his eyes and clasps his hand in front of his chest, and the tattoo of the third eye on his forehead begins to glow very slightly. It's a bright, faded blue in color. And after just a moment, it fades and goes dim and lets his hand go. Some of them have found the source, others have not.
There's a source.
There is. Have you come to me for directions to this source?
We came out of curiosity, really.
We honestly
see.
did not know what to expect here.
And what did you expect? I'm sorry, I haven't asked you that question already, have I?
You have.
I apologize.
Big creature, backside. Remember?
Ah, yes, that is right.
I was hoping it was a dragon.
The dragons are to the south.
What is your purpose here?
To have this conversation with all of you. to give you opportunity.
And what purpose does this conversation have?
Where will we find our goal?
You are currently on the right track, as far as I understand it. I am here to create a connection for you, should you be open to it. I can teach you things that are known only to the other existences of yourself. Whether this is knowledge or abilities is up to you.
So you're
I'm
saying
real
we
curious.
can train here?
If that is what you desire.
Part of our mission is to grow. Connect with the history of our people.
Perhaps I can aid in that.
And kind of look over at the others in the group.
Issa probably looks really interested in this knowledge of things. Abilities, possibly.
Seem a little skeptical.
So for the mechanics side of this, each of you has an option. You can choose either knowledge or abilities. If you choose knowledge, this fellow will answer one question for you if the answer is known to a different version of you, which is very vague, I am aware, but that's just a chance you would have to take. If you choose ability, he will open up your third eye, essentially, and through that connection, you will be able to learn one ability from one of the other subclasses of your class, as long as it is an ability that that subclass would have learned at this level or up to this level. There's a cost to that, however. In order to learn that ability, you would have to deduct 2 points from one ability score of your choice.
All of a sudden, my dump stat becomes a super dump stat.
I had the same thought.
So just abilities, not like class features or stuff like that. It's
Yeah, I mean, all subclasses get the class features, right? But if you were a, say, spore druid and you wanted an ability from one of the other druid subclasses, you could select one of those abilities as long as that subclass would have learned it at this point, which you guys are level 5, right?
Yeah.
So most other subclasses will have learned 1, maybe 2 abilities at this point. You can choose one of those at the cost of 2 points from your chosen ability.
Are we level 5 or are we level 6?
5.
I think you're
Five.
level 5.
Yeah, we're 5.
Now, I am aware this is a big decision because there are a lot of abilities and stuff. You don't have to make that decision right now. If you want to go the ability route, you can just say, yes, I'm going the ability route. We can sort out what the ability is next session.
Zara is going to go the knowledge route.
Raven, you're muted.
Xerix is going to go the ability route.
Ability.
There's like 40 fighter subclasses.
Yeah.
So
I know, but I really want to know what the spiders are. Keep stealing my shield. Yeah, probably ability.
So this creature looks at each of you and nods his head. So you've made your choices then. I'm sorry, what was your names?
Dara.
Xerax.
Isa.
How wonderful to meet you. You
Tina.
can
Sorry,
Call-
I didn't say, but you said my name earlier, so I thought you knew it.
Did I? My apologies. There's many conversations had simultaneously. I get mixed up sometimes. I am Monk Tiashi.
Monk?
Yes.
Do you want to have a fight sometime?
Xena, not everything needs to be punched.
I can learn something. I've never fought a monk before.
I'm
Monk of
afraid-
the religious variety or
I-
the martial variety?
We are quite trained in both the religious arts and the martial arts.
Just putting the offer out there for a friendly brawl. That's all.
Have you all heard of my order before? I'm sorry, did I tell you the name of my order?
You did not.
My apologies. I am part the Order of the Seers.
And what was your name again? Kiyoshi? Kiyosha?
Monk Tiashi.
Kiyoshi. Order of Seers.
That is correct. So 3 of you have chosen to tap into the abilities of your counterparts. 1 of you has chosen knowledge. Do you have your question prepared?
I
Or
do.
would you like to think on it first?
I have it prepared.
I may have an answer prepared for you.
Out of all the variations of us, which path is the optimal path to completing our task? To where all make it back alive.
And just like before, he steps back and clasps his hands in front of him and closes his eyes, and you see that glow come from that tattoo on his forehead. And he stands there for about 30 seconds before it fades. He steps forward again. As a whole pack of coyotes start howling outside my window. That startled me for a second. I'm like, I didn't add this sound to Sirenscape. What's going on? He looks at you and he says, many of the paths before you have led to death, but many more have led to the history that you seek. The most optimal path will take you south once again. On this path, you will encounter rage and fire. You will encounter blood and sacrifice. You will encounter machines deep below the surface. You will emerge, knowledge in hand, and return to the place you came.
Would you be able to tell me where or what location in the south awaits?
I already have. And Isa, you notice on the shield that a path begins to draw itself on the map that you have.
Do I see where that path kind of leads to? Is it any of the markings we marked on there?
Yes, there are several stops along the path, which I will draw on the map after the session's over.
Okay.
I nod in thanks to him.
Now, for those of you that chose abilities, which of you is willing to dive in first? Please step
Narrator.
forward. And he steps up to you, looking at you. How tall are you?
I am as tall as a male can be.
Okay, yeah, so you're pretty close to eye level with him. And he speaks out once more. I'm going to place my hands on you, if that is all right.
Go for
And
it.
he puts one hand on your head, and the thumb of that hand touches your forehead where the tattoo is on him, but that location on you. And the other he places on your chest, and the thumb of that hand is placed right in the center of your chest. And he closes his eyes, and the tattoo on his forehead begins to glow once more. And everyone else looking at Xena sees her body tense up and her back arch slightly, and her eyes open wide and begin to shine brightly with a blue light. And that light then also emerges from her mouth and then also from her fingertips.
Little avatars.
And Xena, you feel a great deal of pain running through your spine. It is blinding. It is burning.
I shout out.
And as all of you hear Xena begin to call out and cry out from this pain, we are going to end the session a little bit early. So everyone has the opportunity to look through their subclasses and choose a skill.
I already know mine.
So thank you everyone for tuning in to episode 6 of Gnoll Way Out. This is not the only show that we have on this channel. On Tuesdays, we have another mini adventure into the wildlands, and tomorrow, I believe, we are having 2 new people join us. Am I correct?
I believe so.
I believe so. Okay. And that starts at 7:30 p.m. Pacific. And then on Saturdays, we have 2 shows, alternating Saturdays. Withered Wastes, which starts at 11:30 a.m. Pacific, and Wayward Wanderers, which starts at 12 p.m. Pacific. We also have, which I'm really excited for, a Christmas mini adventure coming up. And the first episode of that, I believe, is the 5th of December.
I believe the 5th is the
that's
first. Yeah, the 5th is the
First
first
Saturday
Saturday.
of December. Yep. And that is going to have some interesting characters in it. I don't know
can't
if we've revealed what or who anyone is yet, but
we have Zoro's released the art of the kobolds.
so the center of that adventure is going, or at least the kicking off point is going to be our lovely and infamous raccoon and his merry band of kobolds, which are venturing into the den of the goose. I'm really excited for that. If you miss any of our shows, We do get them up on our YouTube quite quickly. Zoro's usually on top of that. And we also have a Discord channel that you can hop into and stay up to date on all of our announcements. So I guess that is going to do it for us tonight. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And as always, thank you to the players for participating in this crazy adventure. And we will see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Fox.